The usual gang of misfits and dope addicts are here.
Yeah.
I just got a text from Miranda in Orem.
Miranda?
Yeah, we're going to meet at Beddoes for lunch later.
Orem.
In Orem? There's one in Orem.
Probably.
He didn't die, did he?
No,
he's fine. He's just fine.
Okay, because he was sick.
I mean, I should have stepped in and said
he was sick last. I mean, he had to cancel a gig last.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how fine he is, but he's still here.
I didn't understand a damn word of that song. Oyo como va, originally by Tito Puente, and then Juiced Up by Carlos Santana. And actually, the lyrics are in Spanish, but I translated them.
Oh, you did?
Hey, how it goes, my rhythm, good to enjoy, mulata. Hey, how it goes, my rhythm, good to enjoy, mulata. Hey, how it goes.
Okay.
It just keeps doing that.
Same thing.
Yeah, same thing over and over.
But nice.
Yeah, it's a pleasant song.
Oh, here's the Tito?
Tito Puente.
I can't do that.
What?
What you just did. Yeah,
Oh, you shouldn't do it.
oh, okay.
Probably I shouldn't do it either. But
No.
But it's fun.
We get to...
Oh, I like that.
A big brassy sound.
Nice.
Yeah. Somebody's got to go.
There's a little one.
Have fun, you know?
Nice.
Yeah. When Tito was asked about Carlos Santana doing the song, he said, "I love Carlos Santana.
Well, who doesn't?
He takes our music, this music, and spreads it throughout the world.
Yeah.
He's wonderful."
Yeah.
Sure.
When Santana's song "Evil Ways" was so popular, I mean, it was everywhere.
It was.
And I was in college, just started college, and it would be on the jukebox in the Union Building constantly. As a matter of fact, it was on the jukebox so much that when it came on, at one point, a friend of mine got up, walked across the room, and unplugged the jukebox.
They'd had it?
Yeah.
Baby. The Homer mix
was kind of nice when you pulled the plug on the jukebox. It because it was an old jukebox on a record, and it just went.
So this is loosely because of Cinco de Mayo, and here's where everybody says, Cinco de Mayo not really a big holiday in Mexico, but
it's a big one in America.
I think we need to celebrate Mexican people anywhere we can these days.
Absolutely.
They kicked the French army's ass at the Battle of Puebla, and so that's what this celebration is about. But I think it was a minor victory because later on the French took over anyway. But at that moment they had stopped them.
Provo, Ogden y Lago Salado es X96 con Kelly, Billy, Gina, Radio del Infierno en la mañana.
Now, is Cinco de Mayo always on the 5th of May? Is that...
Seriously, Mexico?
I've never been quite sure
They're
about
not
that.
sure?
It's not one of those floating holidays.
If you can't speak the language, go back to Mexico, where you were born and are from.
Lots of guacamole will be consumed today, and lots of
Any excuse for
cerveza.
guacamole.
Huh?
Any excuse for guacamole is it
That
good?
should be that. You should write a biography and call it that.
Any excuse.
Any excuse for guacamole.
And you wouldn't think I would like guacamole.
No.
No, I wouldn't think.
Aren't
you
you
would
a
like
little
I
surprised
am.
that I like it?
Yeah, I'm surprised that you like anything when you say other than meat.
Because texturally, I
And
would
it's
think.
green. And it's green.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
you
a
would-
vegetable.
Yeah, surprising. It is surprising.
Well, I think
you-
technically it's a nut, isn't it?
No.
Or something.
Yeah.
Darling, you never cease to amaze me.
I keep you guessing.
You do.
I'm a woman of mystery.
That's right.
That's right. Ah, okay.
This has been Farting Around with Carrie, Bill, and Gina on X96, Radio from Hell.
Bet it has. We'll take a break now.
Yes.
And then we'll come back, and you should check in with us, 877-602-9696. All of our Hispanic listeners check in this Cinco de Mayo. All of you. 877
everyone.
We have a number, I believe. 877-602-9696 is the number. You can also text us to check in, 33986.
Hoops Vision Correction, HOOPES Vision.com.
They have this great new option at Hoops Vision. I mean, when Carrie and I, although I make it sound like we got our eyes done together. We didn't at different times.
No, you went
Holding
first.
hands.
Out at Hoops Vision, we got our 20/20 vision, but it's even easier now, simpler. They got this great new laser. It's the Zeiss Visimax 800. It's a smile procedure, they call it. It's a new type of laser surgery that works for people with nearsightedness and astigmatism. So find out if smile will work for you. Maybe in the past you've been told, oh, no, you can't do it. You will maybe be able to do it this time. Contact Hoops Vision today. Schedule your consultation. 877-30-LASIK is the number. And they're still offering that $1,000 off the LASIK procedure, which is just great. So contact them right away, 877-30-LASIK, or you can go to their website and do it. It's Hoops Vision. Men's restrooms are terrible places.
Oh, they are.
They are just
I
terrible
wouldn't
places.
know.
So this is based on a recent experience, like 10 minutes ago.
Okay.
So I'm there in the restroom,
Yes.
standing at the urinal. And then, and there is a little partition between, there are two urinals side by side, a little partition between them. So I'm standing there, I've got my hand, I'm bracing myself up against the wall, and I'm doing my business. And somebody comes in, and I don't see who it is,
Yeah.
and stands, it goes to the urinal to the right of me. And the first thing that happens is I hear, shoo. And then as I'm standing there, and whoever it is standing there, and part way into his business, I hear, oh man,
Really?
oh,
Really?
Yeah. oh.
You know, you don't have to make those noises, you know.
And I'm just standing there going, now, by this time, I am completely done, but I don't move.
No,
I'm going to wait for that person to be done and leave the restroom, which I did. As soon as I heard the hand washing was over and the door opened,
I mean,
I went and washed my
I'm happy that he's enjoying the experience.
I guess.
So much.
I guess. I don't think I vocalize when I, certainly not. Maybe I do. I don't know. I'll have to check next time. But I certainly wouldn't do it if somebody else was in there.
I don't know, because I purposely stay out of the bathroom if someone's already in there. If I open the door and I see somebody in there, I'll turn around and I'll leave.
That's what I do too.
Because I like to have my privacy. But you do vocalize every morning, and I keep thinking, should I ask if he's okay?
Oh, when I first come in?
When you
Yeah.
get here,
Yeah,
and
I know.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of sighing.
a lot of sighing, and I
Yeah.
keep thinking to myself, should I ask if he's okay?
Yeah, you're right. I know I do that, and there is a reason. To be very honest, I am in considerable pain.
I'm sorry.
That's the reason.
Okay,
And
then I won't ask.
I have my back is not treating me well, and that's pretty much what it is.
I'm sorry to hear that.
But I mean, Like when I'm sitting here,
you're fine. Just
pretty much. There's just when if I've been moving and walking into the room and carrying my bag, and it's like,
we need to get you a porter.
A porter.
Well, listen, that'd be nice.
Porter.
That'd be nice.
Where do we get a porter?
I'm tempted to start. When I go to the grocery store, I always, even if I can get one item, I get a cart because I can lean on the cart and use it. I'm tempted to start using those little.
The electric scooters?
Yeah, the little one you drive around the store.
That'd be fun.
And I could.
That's what they're there for.
I mean, you've got a pass, right?
Yeah. I mean, I have a handicapped pass for my car.
There we go.
But you don't need that for the. I don't think they
Just
even.
take it.
Here. I don't know. I feel weird doing it though.
That's what they're for.
I need to get a little exercise.
I think that if you're going to do it, but commit to it.
Yeah.
And when you go past somebody, go, wee!
Or if there isn't one there, complain to the management.
Complain to the management. There you go.
Six.
All right, 6:20. Let's get this over with.
Yeah, okay. We need to get it over with as soon as we can because I got to go.
Where are you going?
I got to go home early. I mean, I'm not leaving the show early, but I got to go home right after the show.
Okay.
Got stuff happening.
Bill has stuff.
I got stuff. But I would like you to check in with us. 877-602-9696. That's the number to call. Check in. We like to hear from you in the morning. You can also text us at 33986. Do we have a sponsor?
Jerry Seiner Cadillac celebrates their new location with an incredible buying experience for your dream car. Come in today and experience the Seiner difference.
The moon is waxing gibbous moon, 59.6% of full. The moon will rise today at 1:56 p.m., today being Monday. It's the 5th day of May in the year of our Lord Jesus Christ, 2025. As we mentioned, it is Cinco de Mayo, Mexico defeating the French at the Battle of Puebla. It is not Mexican Independence Day.
No.
Many people think that, but they're wrong. It's National Hug an Astronaut Day.
Okay.
Well, where do you find one?
It's just National.
Oh, they're
Astronaut
everywhere.
Day.
What if you hug Katy Perry? Does that count?
Yeah. National Astronaut Day. So go hug Katy Perry or what's her name?
Gail?
Bezos's girlfriend. What's her name?
Lauren.
Yeah. Go hug her. It's National Hoagie Day.
Ooh.
I love a hoagie. A submarine sandwich. And it's World Hand Hygiene Day.
Wash your hands.
Hand washing. And it wasn't until 1980 that the United States Centers for Disease Control and Prevention realized the importance of hand washing when a string of foodborne outbreaks occurred. 1980. They started the hand washing practice. This time everyone followed suit. All right. And this is an all-new edition of the Radio from Hell show, starring the hand-washing lords of morning radio. It's Kerry Jackson right there. I'm Bill Allred right here. My hands are washed. Gina Barberi over there, washing her hands probably 17 times a day. Katie for short is our excellent producer. I think I saw Maya in there today. And the dog is around as well. Bax, there he is.
He needs to wash his paws.
Yeah, he does. I've seen him do it. He stands up to the sink. It's amazing. 877-602-9696. That's the number to call. Here, Gene, I'm going to send you this article, by the way.
Okay.
The staying power and character of Jimmer Fredette lives on.
Okay.
Oh, that's an important story about him in the Deseret News. I know you'll want to read up on
Yes.
your hero, Jimmer Fredette.
James is a very good basketball player.
All right. 877-602-9696 is the number to call, and you can text 33986 to check in. Good morning from Phoenix. Happy birthday to my sister Eva.
Ah.
Let's see. Right Wing Wade checking in. Aaron from Ogden. Zoinks and away. No, it's yoinks.
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 Yoinks and away.
Yoinks.
Yes. Tree on Maine. Santana. Thanks for letting me listen.
Yep.
Harry City listener checking in. Zane of Dallas checking in. Saw Thunderbolts this weekend. Tito Puente was a guest star on Who Shot Mr. Burns.
Oh.
Is Gina doing sports? No, I believe that's Amy Donaldson. Bus driver Troy checking in. Excuse me, avocado is a fruit.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Stone fruit.
Jocelyn checking in from Sandy. Good morning. Feliz Cinco de Mayo.
Also known as an alligator pear, the avocado.
Checking in, Ivan here. Hispanic, full-blooded, first generation. I also find it funny that Cinco de Mayo is huge here and not in Mexico. Have a great morning, Lords.
Yeah, I think they just barely note it in Mexico.
Yeah.
It's just a day.
Patrick, the friendly neighborhood middle school teacher, checking in. More state testing this week.
Fun.
Yeah, I think it's Cinco de Mayo is a big thing here because
Marketing.
marketing. Yeah,
I think a beer company started it or something.
probably. Cardboard Chris checking in from the boxiest parts of Spanish Fark. Dan of Evanston checking in. Johnny B checking in, listening during my drive to Murray for Cinco de Mayo clinic shift. Mishak of Erda checking in. Enjoy your guac and welcome to Monday. Proud Mexican-American FOP, Steph from the chat room checking in. It's law school graduation week at the U.
Oh, congratulations.
Good morning, Lords. Rye from Orem checking in. Back from a well-earned week off. Mikel of Reno checking in. Ogden Oscar in Terre Haute, Indiana. Hispanic FOP and former mariachi musician checking
Oh,
in.
really?
Gina,
That works.
you're Italian. You should be able to roll your R's.
I can't. Sorry.
Mixer driver Shane checking in from Orem. Dr. Neil, present and accounted for. Tristan of the most west of Jordans. Jen of Sandy. Woodworker Willie.
Cinco de Mayo was actually not a marketing thing. It was started by Mexican-American communities in the late 19th century.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just like let's do something here for pride.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of a pride deal.
Happy Cinco de Mayo, Lords and Ladies. Gina, Katie, and Maya. Kenny from the most high of Lehigh checking in. Happy 5th de Mayo, Chantel from Ogden, who is second-generation Mexican-American. Every teacher this morning is whispering to himself or herself, 3 more Mondays.
It's very close.
Dick, who is Richard, checking in, won't in to say, don't put avocado in my fruit salad. Tim, the tree guy, checking in, Corona Day.
Don't like Corona. It's not my favorite.
If you're going to have a Mexican beer, which one do you
Modelo.
like? Okay.
It used to be Dos Equis. I liked Dos Equis, but then I kind of got into Modelo when I was in Mexico. I really liked it.
Tecate?
Pacifico.
Pacifico?
I like Pacifico too. That's made in the Mexican city we went to, the resort city.
We've been to 2 of them.
With the open air.
Mazatlan?
Mazatlan. That's the home of Pacifico.
Cole's family in Sunset, thanks for letting us listen. Kendrick, not the rapper, checking in.
Back when we used to do stuff. Remember that?
Barely. All right. Well, if that's the check-ins, so be it. If this be check-ins,
Okay.
so be it. Traffic.
Right Wing Wade checking in from I-15 says both lanes moving along nicely. Thank you, Wade, Infinity member, as are all of you. Let me know what you're seeing out there on the roads. 33986 is where you do that.
All right. We will take a break. We will be back after these messages and a song with some big boy news. Also, Frank Christ presents the Dead Celebrity Game. We'll tell you how to play and what you'll win. All coming up. Stand by.
For a new episode of the game show, Beat Gina. Don't worry, it doesn't take long. I'm your announcer, Johnny. I'll pitch any product for the right amount of money, Ola. And today, I'd like to offer a bit of advice to the young ladies in the audience. Or maybe you already know about the tender trap.
Oh.
French girls are born knowing about it. Swedish girls learned it at their mother's knee.
Really?
And American girls are quick studies. But you know about how a boy chases a girl until she catches him? That's the tender trap. Every girl who sets a tender trap knows how, but don't forget this. Boys love to eat, and they love Wonder sandwiches. So get Wonder Bread going for you, too. You can't lose. Wonder enriched bread. It helps catch boys.
What?
Wonder
And
Bread?
now, Wonder Bread. It helps catch boys.
Okay.
And now, let me introduce a man who has obviously eaten his fair share of Wonder Bread.
Well, thank you.
Because he has a strong body that was obviously built 12 ways.
12.
The best game show host since sliced bread, Carrie Jackson.
Thank you, Johnny Ola.
I'm just
You're
picturing putting Wonder Bread on a hook and
No, not on a hook. It's one of those traps where it's in a box.
Oh, okay.
And the
Basically,
boy
it's-
crawls into the box.
Basically, it's "Woman, make me a sandwich" is what that ad was essentially. All right, let's just see. The randomizer has picked a contestant. Looks like you're going to be playing against it's Krista. Hi, Krista.
Hi,
Hi, Krista. You ready to play?
I am.
Okay. Well, let's toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you the advantage in the game. You call it heads or tails.
Let's go with heads.
All right. Let's see. Coin. Tails. Gina Barberi will go first.
Sorry.
one step
Sorry, Chris.
further away from winning these Imagine Dragons tickets.
All right. So now, since Krista, Gina seems to have the advantage over you, what are you prepared to do in her name if you lose?
I'll donate $150 for the road home.
That's great.
Wow, 150. Way to go. Okay. We're going to hold you to that.
We follow you everywhere until you pay.
The questions today, Gina gets the first question. Nick Offerman and Aubrey Plaza share a birthday. So it's Nick trivia, Aubrey trivia, and Parks and Rec trivia.
Okay.
All right. First question for Gina. Here we go. Oh, you'll be fine. Don't worry about it. First question for Gina. Who did Aubrey Plaza use as a source of inspiration when playing April on Parks and Recreation? Is it 1, trick question, she just showed up and was her real self every day? 2, Wednesday Addams? 3, her real-life younger sister Natalie? Or 4, her family's mortician, Brother Claude, who will plant you well beneath this sod?
That could be any of those. I'm kind of thinking that's just how Aubrey is. No?
That's how I think Aubrey is.
No?
And No, that's incorrect.
All right.
Incorrect.
All right, time for a steal.
Number 3.
Her real-life sister, Natalie.
Okay.
There we go. That's a point for Krista, and Krista controls the question.
All right, Krista,
That was a good guess.
you did good. You did good. Let's see. Here's the next question. Ron Swanson, the character that Nick Offerman plays. Ron Swanson has 3 brothers. What are their names? Bet you didn't know this, did you?
No.
3 brothers. What are Ron Swanson's brothers' names? Is it 1, Harry, Larry, and Terry Swanson? Is it 2, Don, Lon, and Vaughn Swanson? Is it 3, Larry, Daryl, and Daryl Swanson? Or 4, Kirk, Spock, and McCoy Swanson?
Number 1.
Harry, Larry, and Terry Swanson. Well,
It must be Lon and Don
and Vaughn, because it rhymes with Ron. So, yeah, there you go.
It's a point.
Yeah.
It's one. Oh yeah. It's 1-1, and Gina controls the question.
All right, Gina. Let's see. Aubrey Plaza recalled at a profile from New Yorker magazine. Here's a quote.
Okay.
Whenever I see him, he always tells me the same story. His first wife went to the same high school that I went to, so he always tells me about how he used to wait outside the convent for her because it's an all-girls Catholic school. And it's a very sweet story, but I've heard it a lot. Who is she talking about?
Okay.
Is it 1, Nick Offerman? Is it 2, Thanos? Is it 3, Joe Biden? Or 4, Beetlejuice?
Oh, it's a sad Joe Biden story.
Is
No? Maybe?
it? Is that your answer?
Yes.
It is Joe Biden.
Oh.
So she,
All right.
She just
2
runs
to
into
1.
Joe Biden all the time.
Now we go back to Krista.
All right, Krista. Let's see here. Let's go with this one. Which one of these is not one of Nick Offerman's favorite movies? One of these is not one of his favorite movies. So think about Nick Offerman, kind of guy he is. Which one is not his favorite movie? Is it 1, Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker? Is it 2, Blazing Saddles? Is it 3, The Big Lebowski? Or 4, The Quiet Man?
1.
Very good.
Tied up. Now we go to Gina for the win.
Gina.
Yes.
Let's see. Nick Offerman originally auditioned to play who in Greg Daniels' previous show, The Office?
Okay.
He auditioned for The Office. Which role did he audition for?
Okay.
Was it 1, Jim Halpert? Is it 2, Kelly Kapoor? Is it 3, Michael Scott? Or 4, Jan Levinson?
Because you want to say Michael Scott, but maybe not.
That's infallible logic.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, because that's the obvious one. Michael Scott.
Correct.
Okay, good.
And
I
Gina,
thought it was a trick one.
Gina somehow wins the game,
I don't know how.
but
I
she
thought
found
it
it.
should have been Dwight.
Yeah, Dwight would have made sense too.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I did beat you, but my goodness, you seem like a nice person. So even though I beat you, you're going to get these Imagine Dragon tickets anyway. They're coming to Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater, 11th, 12th, and the new third show added on October 15th. You can find out more about it at x96.com.
All right, hang on the line. We'll tell you how to get those tickets.
Man, I've got to go. I really picked the wrong day to quit smoking.
I'll say. Because on this day, in 1982, The Cure released their 4th studio album, Pornography, featuring many songs, including that one, The Hanging Garden. Pornography. All right. Let's see, we got big boy news and innuendo right now. Right after that, it's Frank Christ Presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine, the Dead Celebrity Game. We'll give you a list of 4 celebrity names. 3 of those celebrities are just fine. One of them is dead. If you pick the dead one correctly, you will win.
Tickets to see Circle Jerks October 8th at the Depot.
Nice. Circle Jerks tickets, 877-602-9696. If you're a punk and up early, get in line now.
Or just going to bed.
Yeah, or just going to bed, probably. Yeah. Get in line now to play the Dead Celebrity Game coming up just after this. Big boy news and innuendo. 877-602-9696 is the number. Big boy news and innuendo brought to you by.
See movies on the big screen at Broadway Center Cinemas. See indie classics 500 Days of Summer and Blue Valentine this weekend. Take your mom to see a movie at Broadway for Mother's Day. Get tickets and showtimes at slfstix.org.
Emergency crews have responded to an explosion at a Chevron gas station in Salt Lake, causing significant damage to the building and nearby businesses. The report came in at around 3:15 this morning. The explosion blew some of the windows out at the gas station, the service station, in the area of 1700 West and North Temple. No injuries reported at this time. There was visible structural damage to the building, and police said windows at nearby businesses were also shattered by the blast. All utilities have been shut off as a safety precaution, said Salt Lake Police in a statement. The Salt Lake City Fire Department is investigating the cause of the explosion. Fire and police crews are still on the scene. Police are managing traffic. There is no known risk to the community at this time, the police said. Authorities have asked the public to avoid the area while crews continue to investigate and clean up. Again, that's 1700 West and North Temple. This headline drives me crazy. Boy dies after near drowning incident.
Near drowning.
Yeah.
Huh?
In the Weber River.
Okay, did he?
He did die.
He did.
He was, I guess, technically, he was alive when they pulled him out of the water.
Oh.
Airlifted to the hospital after, it says, nearly drowning in the Weber River, but he has died. The death was confirmed by Weber County Sheriff's Office on Sunday. Further details about the drowning. So it was a drowning. I can't stand it. This writing is so awful.
And it's getting worse.
It's just awful. This is, let's see, the Sheriff's Office received a 911 call about a possible drowning in the Weber River. Weber County Sheriff's Lieutenant Sean Ensley said a group of boys were playing with airsoft guns in the area. 2 of them went into the river. Only 1 boy resurfaced. 90 minutes of searching, they said they finally found the second boy in the water. He was retrieved from the water, flown to Primary Children's Hospital, but he did not make it. It is, I mean, it's just terrible. And the Weber River is very high right now and very cold, and tell your kids not to play around it. A man who set out to ski on the south face of Mount Superior up in Little Cottonwood Canyon was rescued Friday after losing his footing and sliding an estimated 800 feet down the side of the mountain. The man was with 2 other people from out of town who set out on the mountain in Little Cottonwood in the morning. They had taken off their skis, put on some hiking boots when the incident occurred, sending the man sliding out of control. Salt Lake County Search and Rescue was called in, and the man was put on a sled before lowering him down the mountain on ropes and transporting him to the hospital. He was alert, some lacerations, some bruises, no broken bones that they could tell, said Ryan Chirico, Vice Commander of the of the Salt Lake County Search and Rescue. His helmet saved his life. His helmet was very badly damaged in the slide and fall, but his head was not. So there you go. He got off pretty lucky, I would say. Well, a New York-based company that touts itself as the first company designed specifically for education savings accounts was selected Friday afternoon to manage Utah's $100 million school voucher program, the Utah Fits All Scholarship, which remains in operation after a judge last month ruled that it was unconstitutional. But they're doing it anyway.
Of course.
The company, now this is what's really, company called Odyssey has a questionable track record stemming from its recent management of a similar voucher program in neighboring Idaho. That checkered past was cited before all but one of the 12 Utah State School Board leaders present Friday, signed off on an initial contract with the company. So they're all there, all but one of the 12 people who needed to sign off on it. And this is what they were told. Odyssey has had trouble in Idaho. They determined that 1% of reimbursed purchases totaling $180,000 were ineligible, and the courts ordered Odyssey to pay back the funds, which the company agreed to do. Separately, in June of 2023, Idaho's Department of Administration found that Odyssey had earned and collected nearly $500,000 in interest from the Empowering Parents account, a breach of its contract. Odyssey said, oh my bad.
Oops.
Okay, we'll pay it back. Odyssey, in an email late Friday, asserted that when it first operated the program, the state of Idaho had asked it to be the trustee on the account, but later changed its mind. So Utah board members hear this and say, okay, yeah, but we want them.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't get it.
Idiots up there.
Yeah. President Trump argued in an interview with NBC News, Meet the Press, that fulfilling his ambitious campaign promise to rapidly carry out mass deportations may take precedence over giving immigrants the right to due process under the Constitution. A central part of Trump's agenda has been implementing the largest deportation operation in U.S. history, as he vowed during the 2024 campaign. In service of that goal, his administration has pressed the courts to allow the immediate removal of immigrants it accuses of being members of a Venezuelan gang without giving them any chance to plead their case before a judge. In an interview last month with Meet the Press, Marco Rubio said, "Oh, yes, of course," when asked if every person in the United States is entitled to due process. Trump isn't so sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I'm not a lawyer. I don't know, Trump replied when asked by Meet the Press moderator Kristen Welker whether he agreed with Rubio. What about the Fifth Amendment that says no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law? Well, I don't know. It seems, well, it might say that. But if you're talking about that, well, then we'd have a million or 2 million or 3 million trials.
Yeah.
We have thousands of people that are some murderers and some drug dealers and some of the worst people on earth.
They're not trials.
No.
They're hearings. You don't have to have a whole trial.
No.
You stand before a judge, and the state says, "Here's the evidence we have that this person is a criminal." And the judge says, "Okay," and they sign a paper, and then you deport them. It's not like a whole trial that they have.
It takes 20 minutes.
And the other thing, Kristen Welker said, "Well, do you think it's your job to uphold the Constitution?" Which is his sole job.
Yeah.
That's what. When you put your hand on the Bible on Inauguration Day, you are promising to. And he said, "I don't know."
He said,
"I don't know."
Yeah, twice he's had to make that pledge.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But now he's worried about keeping campaign promises. Now he's worried about it.
Congratulations, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Ugh.
Your anti-vax propaganda has managed to kill more kids than any time since 2009. The CDC dropped its latest report card Friday, and surprise, 216 children are dead from flu this season. That's more tiny coffins than we've seen since swine flu pandemic, as reported by NBC News. That's more little coffins than we've seen since the swine flu pandemic. Dr. Sean O'Leary from the American Academy of Pediatrics points out that this death count is almost certainly an undercount.
Yep.
Remember when getting your kid a flu shot was just something responsible parents did, like, making them wear a seatbelt or not feeding them Tide Pods? Those were the days. Now we're rocking a 49% vaccination rate, down from 64% 5 years ago. The flu is also putting adults through the ringer. 47 million illnesses and 26,000 deaths. For anybody who still thinks that RFK Jr. knows what he's talking about when it comes to vaccine, well, he doesn't.
He doesn't. He never has.
He doesn't know anything. He was just making money off of it. This is weird. Accused murderer Luigi Mangione there is going to be the subject of a new musical set to premiere next month in San Francisco.
A musical?
Titled Luigi, the Musical.
A musical.
Also appearing as characters in the musical will be two of Mangione's fellow inmates at the Metropolitan Detention Center, Sean Combs and Sam Bankman-Fried.
Oh, God.
The play is already sold out for its entire run. The premiere comes 99 years after Hart, a fictional character, Roxy Hart, based on accused murderer Beulah Anand, made her Broadway debut in Chicago. So it's sort of like that. It's a wildly irreverent, razor-sharp comedy that imagines the true story of Luigi Mangione, the alleged corporate assassin turned accidental folk hero. Yeah, you know. By the way, jury selection begins today in the Sean Combs trial.
In the Diddy trial, yeah.
Let's see.
Did he? Yes, he did.
The Ethel Catterman, I guess it is. Catterham. She's 115 years old. She is now the world's oldest living person.
115?
Yep. According to the Gerontology Research Group, Sister Ina Canabaro, a Brazilian nun and teacher, died Wednesday at the tender age of 116. So now Ms. Catterham is 115. She is the oldest living person. What does she attribute her longevity to? Don't argue with people.
Bill, you would have died a long time ago if that was the case.
I know. I know.
I don't believe this advice.
Don't argue with me about this. A woman named Anita Rayner and her husband, who moved into a new home a few months ago, discovered a creepy note warning them about something According to Newsweek, the two moved right outside of Seattle, Washington. One night when the couple was in their kitchen chatting about house renovations they wanted to make, they suddenly found an eerie handwritten note in one of their cabinets. My husband and I were just chatting about in the kitchen, deciding how we should set up one particular display cabinet. I got down at an angle and suddenly let out a cry of, "What the F is that?" It was this really well-hidden bit of paper, tightly tucked into the top of the cabinet. Totally out of sight unless you got down like I was looking up, she said. The folded up note read, "Don't look under the floor."
Whoa!
Rainier turned the note over, and it had a series of random numbers on it. 290-605.
Don't read them out loud.
While most people probably wouldn't be able to sleep after discovering the spooky message, the couple found it funny. It was hilarious and kind of exciting to think there might be some hidden mystery here. Curiosity got the best of them, but when the homeowners searched the numbers online, they were unsuccessful. They didn't seem to mean anything. We were expecting it to be some number relating to at least something, but they didn't give up. They took on the challenge as if they were playing a game of Clue. And they looked at everything they could. Then finally they decided to just tear up the...
Yeah.
Why don't you just tear up the floorboards? Why don't you do that?
Yeah.
But they haven't gotten to that yet, apparently.
Maybe the numbers are a combination to a safe
that's
under
hidden
the
under the
floor
floorboards.
that's
yeah.
holding the beating heart of a
zombie
or something.
Yeah. Don't look under the floor.
I think Tom in Reno's got it figured out. It's the mystery of the black mold. That's all it is.
All right. That's it. Sports?
Sports, weather. No sports, because Amy will be weather and traffic. Certainly.
So it doesn't look like it right now, but we have an 80% chance of showers today. It kind of looks like it's clearing up, but maybe we're getting it in waves today because there's 80% chance, National Weather Service is saying. High of 65, overnight low 48. Chance of showers tomorrow, too, 60%. Some thunderstorms actually possible tomorrow. Then it looks like by Thursday we start to warm things up a bit, but we have this unsettled pattern going on for a bit now.
I know I have an unsettled pattern.
Do you?
See?
Traffic, let's see. I have to go all the way out to Tooele to find an accident for you. Ramp I-80, milepost 99, that's Tooele and Lake Point, off to the right shoulder. Let me check our message stream. That's where Infiniteam assembles and texts us whatever you're seeing on the roads. You, let us know if there's something out there. 33986 is read.
Oh, it's Frank Chris. Good morning.
Oh, hello, everyone.
You didn't see any signs of weather, storminess?
Oh, the weather doesn't affect me.
No. Nothing? No, not at all?
No, I can go through any storm, I'm better than the mailman.
How's Carlos Santana?
He's fine. He's just fine.
Okay.
You know who's not fine?
Who?
People who are not calling in to play the game.
877-602-9696. Call in to play Frank Chris Presents because you could win tickets to
Circle Jerks coming October 8th to the Depot.
All right. 877-602-9696. It's an easy game to play. Frank joins us every weekday. Frank, for those of you who may be new to the show, is a Grim Reaper. He goes about on an electric scooter, and which is very odd.
It's not necessarily. I don't like horses.
Frank is a skeletal figure. He wears the robe. He has a scythe. All of that. The only kind of an update, because he has the scooter, you wear a helmet, a brain bucket.
Can't crack the old noggin.
No. It's funny how
everything would fall out.
The brain bucket?
It's funny how I've gotten used to talking to a skeleton. I don't understand. Anyway, Frank is, it's his curse. He has to reap the souls of celebrities only. And he hates to do that because he loves them.
I love our precious celebrities. Everything they say and do is right.
Do we have a contestant at this point?
Yes, we do. Jennifer is here.
Hi, Jennifer. How are you?
I'm fine, just fine.
Okay.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Stay out of the wind now, Jennifer.
Okay.
Jennifer, Frank joins us to play this game we call Frank Chris Presents.
They're fine. They're just fine.
He's handed me a list of actors, 4 actors. 3 of the actors on that list are...
They're just fine.
But one of them Frank has taken.
Oh.
Taken the soul of this actor. Very sad. And you have to determine the dead celebrity on this list, and then we'll give you the tickets. You ready to go?
come.
All right. Now, Jennifer, because this is World Hand Hygiene Day, hand washing, and, to prevent pandemics and epidemics and that sort of thing, Frank has given me a list of actors in movies about people fighting epidemics and pandemics. All right. Here we go. Number one. Here we go. Number one is Ruth Negga. She appeared in a variety of movies, some of which were Isolation, Breakfast on Pluto, Warcraft, Ad Astra, and Passing. Other television projects include Preacher and BBC miniseries Criminal Justice, and she was nominated for an Oscar for Loving and a Tony for her performance as Lady Macbeth. She was in World War Z, about trying to stop a zombie pandemic. Number one, Ruth Negga. Number two, G.W. Bailey. Now, you might think you don't know him, but you do. Bailey was Rizzo in MASH. He was Captain Harris in the Police Academy films, and he had a lot of one-shot parts on TV shows like Starsky and Hutch and Charlie's Angels. He was in a movie called Warning Sign, about a bio-warfare facility trying to contain an outbreak. Number two, G.W. Bailey. Number three, Toby Jones, known for his extensive character actor roles on stage and screen. He was in Les Mis, Finding Neverland. He played Truman Capote in the biopic Infamous, and he has since acted in Amazing Grace, Frost Nixon, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, and My Week with Marilyn. Toby Jones's role is in The Painted Veil. He plays a doctor battling a cholera outbreak in a Chinese village. And finally, Lance Kerwin. He played lead roles in the TV series James at 15, as well as TV films The Loneliest Runner and Salem's Lot. He was also in The Boy Who Drank Too Much, Children of Divorce, and The Snow Queen, and The Wind and the Reckoning. He was in Outbreak, about the struggle to contain an Ebola-like disease in a California town. Number four is Lance Kerwin. One of those actors is dead, Jennifer. Which one is it?
Oh, I'm going to go with number 4.
Lance Kerwin is correct. He died in 2023 at the age of 62.
Too soon.
Yes, it was. So congratulations, Jennifer. I hope you enjoyed seeing the Circle Jerks.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, now hang on. Hang on, and somebody on the other end will tell you what to do to get your tickets.
Well, I've got to go check on Lance Henriksen, a favorite of Ed Brass.
That's true.
Yeah.
Millennium was the show.
85 today.
Yeah.
And here's something that'll make you feel old immediately. Kurt Loder is 80.
Really?
Yep,
Yes.
that immediately made me feel old.
The MTV news guy.
MTV news guy Kurt Loder is 80 years old today.
Is he fine?
He's fine. He's just fine.
Okay,
I'll be checking
that's
on
good.
both of them. Oh, and Gina, I'll be checking on hairy-chested Superman for you today.
It's Henry Cavill's birthday?
42 today. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Frank.
We've got a great commute for you so far. I just refreshed my UDOT website. I don't even see any slowdowns out there, really, and you haven't sent any in either. But if you see something or just want to share anything really at all, you can text us. 33986 is where you do that.
All right. Let's see. KXRK Provo. We got a minute here.
You know, I found this statistic. I saw this statistic over the weekend, and it made me jealous. Every public building in Finland, every government building, has a sauna in it.
Really?
You are on a sauna kick.
And there's one sauna for every 2 people in Finland.
Time to move.
Or you could just get a sauna.
I could get a sauna.
No, it's time
I
to
think maybe it's time to move.
Trust me.
Yeah, it's probably.
Before they move you.
Finland is estimated to have around 3.3 million saunas.
Wow.
And I think the thing I saw was that 2 people for every sauna.
I can't do it.
Sauna?
Yeah.
Why?
It's too hot. I don't.
That's the point.
I know. Like I can't stay in there longer than a minute or two.
Gina, you need to do something to sweat the impurities out of your body.
Exactly.
I can't.
You just can't count on it happening in the summer.
No.
You need a sauna.
Well, we will take a break. Amy Donaldson has sports right after these messages. Stand by. UtahAdvocates.com.
The Advocates, yes. They are personal injury attorneys, and they do a wonderful job. Let's see, they've got, they're still working with the Murray Children's Pantry, providing meals to people who need it, so no questions asked. No, well, I guess.
I'm sure they are always taking donations. Local is what you need to know about the Advocates. They are here. When you say I was in an accident on State Street and 33rd South, they're like, I know right where that is. I know where that is.
The advocates are, you call them, 801-355-5550 if you've been injured in an accident, and they'll determine on the phone whether you have a case or not.
Oh, I can't afford to talk to an attorney.
No, don't worry. They don't charge you a dime. They don't charge you for the call. As a matter of fact, you don't pay anything until they recover the compensation that you deserve.
You didn't deserve to be in an accident, but you do deserve an advocate.
Todd Newcomb.
So you have a list, I understand, Gina.
I do.
A list?
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
It's 15 clever phrases that instantly humble an arrogant person you're having a conversation with.
Oh,
Okay.
let's see how many of them would work on me.
Bless your heart.
That's yours.
Are you done yet?
Yeah, try that.
And my response to that would be, no, I'm not.
Funny, I don't remember asking your opinion about that.
Well, you need it. These are the responses an arrogant person would give. Okay.
You're coming up with those really quickly, too.
Yep.
And that's relevant to me how?
If you don't know, you need it more than ever.
You get that makes you sound like a jerk, right?
I don't care.
I think you could have done better with that.
That
one.
was kind of weak, yeah.
Honestly, do you even hear yourself?
I don't have anything for that.
Could you dial back the ego to like a 5?
Well, bless your heart.
I'd be impressed if it wasn't so obvious that you're full of it.
Full of what? Knowledge? Is that what you're against?
I'll be sure to let you know when I'm interested in what you're saying.
Or when you understand it?
So what else do you have going for you?
Good looks.
Well,
Hey!
Weird flex, but okay.
Weird what?
Weird flex, but okay.
I like that one.
You do realize nobody's perfect, right?
Well, yeah, of course.
Okay, I've got places to be.
Well, then be off with you.
And finally is not verbal. It's just an eye raise.
Mm-hmm.
An eyebrow raise. Okay.
You just go,
None of those worked on Bill, though. I don't.
nah.
He had a comeback for just
Most of
about
them.
all of them.
You know why? I've heard most of them.
You get that makes you
Practice.
sound like a jerk, right? I like
Yeah, I've heard that.
I like that one.
Yep, I've heard that.
Or I've had other people tell me, that makes Bill sound like a jerk when he says that. Yes, I do. Yes.
Yes, and he probably does too.
Well, you know what I say.
What's that?
Brett in the chat room beat me to it. Oh, buddy's nerfect.
Oh, God.
No?
No.
We hope you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
96.
That was such a good show. That was such a good show.
Like Charlotte in Murray texted in and said it's Goshen, not Goshen.
That was the one error in that.
In Murray.
In Murray.
Now it's confusing.
No, it's Murray.
It's Murray, not Goshen. Murray.
Murray.
All right.
Oh, Murray.
Sports brought to you by
Stubbs Dental, award-winning services, life-changing results. Visit stubbsdental.com to book your appointment now.
Amy Donaldson Sports. Break.
You look kind of sporty today, Amy.
Oh, thanks.
You're like an outdoors woman.
Well, I fancy myself an outdoors
She
woman.
has been known to be outdoors.
Amy Donaldson is here. She's going to do some sports reporting for us. Amy is also a podcaster. You can find her podcasts, The Letter and Making of a Moment, wherever podcasts are obtained. And you got a new one soon.
Yep. Well, not soon. I mean, soon in my universe, but it's about 9 months away.
Oh, really? That one?
From launching, yeah. But our team is launching, I think, 3 in the next 6 months. So, yeah. So stay tuned on that. But let's see. Well, we had lots. So we had a couple great Game 7s, one in the NBA, one in the NHL. NBA, Golden State defeated number 2 Houston. So Golden State was number 7 seed in their Game 7 to advance to the Western Conference semifinals, where they will take on the number 6 Timberwolves, who beat the Lakers, as we talked
about. Are the Spurs out of it?
Yeah, and I'll have a little Spurs news later because Greg Popovich has stepped down officially, and The Athletic did a great story, 4 lessons they learned from Greg Popovich. So I'll share that at the end. Let's see. Denver beat the Clippers in a Game 7, 120-101, and they'll take on the Thunder, which swept the Grizzlies. I think that was the only sweep in the NBA in the first round. And that game is tonight at 7:30. Knicks beat the Pistons. Knicks take on the Celtics in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference semifinals at 5 p.m. today.
I suck at basketball.
I have stopped watching basketball altogether since the scores got so high. Do they even dribble anymore, or do they just run down the court?
They dribble.
And
they
shoot?
Jump. It's the 1.5 steps, right, that you get for a layup that we were all taught.
And is there a traveling call ever?
Yeah, there actually have been. This year, if you watched a few Jazz games, I saw more traveling calls at Jazz games this year than I've ever seen in professional basketball. Let's see. There was one semifinal game that already occurred in the NBA, and then it was an upset. The Pacers beat the Cavs 121-112. Donovan Mitchell and company went down, and everyone's like, oh, no, the Cavs are in trouble. Yeah. I don't think so, but anyway, made for a fun first-round game. RSL, they lost to Vancouver 2-1. Their only goal came from Diego Luna on a penalty kick. In the NHL, their second round begins, but what a Game 7 for Winnipeg and the Blues. So we talked about this. St. Louis comes into the playoffs, hottest team in the NHL. Winnipeg, best team in the NHL. And boy, that was a series.
Double overtime,
Double overtime for the finish. So they Winnipeg loses on Friday 5-2, and then they are losing. I think it was like 1.9 seconds left in regulation.
Wow!
And player takes a shot that looked like a junior high kid. I mean, it just was like a prayer, and it goes in, deflects, and goes in. And then they win in double overtime, as you mentioned. So, yeah, it's crazy. They'll take on the Stars in round 2. Dallas beat the Avalanche 4-2. They also, let's see, Friday, the Edmonton Oilers beat the Kings, or eliminated the Kings 6-2. And then they take on the Las Vegas Golden Knights Tuesday in Game 1 of the second round.
Okay.
WNBA is doing stuff that I just absolutely love. First of all, they're broadcasting the preseason, which is the first time ever.
Oh, really?
And secondly, they're taking some of the games back to the college arenas where the players played.
Oh.
So one of those was, very wisely, Caitlin Clark heading back to Iowa. She didn't play in the game. They played against the Mystics. They beat the Mystics 79-74, but Caitlin did not play in that game. She did play Sunday against Brazil's national team on her college basketball floor.
Well, that's a nice way to do it.
Yeah, and it was, she put on a show. 16 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. They killed the Brazilian national team. They are no more, 108-44. It was basically 1A girls basketball score.
I was going to say, that's...
It was bad.
Mercy.
And then the other preseason games, the Aces annihilated the Dallas Wings 112-78. Closest game was that Fever Mystics game. And then yesterday, the Seattle Storm beat the Connecticut Sun 79-59. Royals lost 2-0 to the North Carolina Courage. Up next, they play Angel City this Friday. It's a road game, though. Kentucky Derby. Did you watch the Kentucky Derby? Did you have your hat on?
Of
course she did.
I have a story about it coming up, but
Sweet.
Unfortunately, Bill's pick came in second. That was the closest pick we had. I always give everybody their pick on before and.
Did anybody have Sovereignty?
No.
Okay, so Sovereignty beat Journalism by 2.31 seconds.
In my world, sovereignty always beats journalism.
1.5 lengths, right? Well, you and Stephen Miller were pretty excited about that.
Did any horses go down?
No.
Nope. No horses.
I was nervous because it was really muddy and messy. But.
Yeah, 2023 was a bad year, so everybody's got PTSD from that. But I should note, Sovereignty beat Journalism, which a lot of the White House was excited about.
Yeah, they were thrilled.
Right? They saw the message. You should know the jockey, Junior Alvarado, is from Venezuela. He rode Sovereignty. Actually, I think he broke his collarbone or his arm or something, and then it was unclear whether.
Did anyone check his tattoos?
No, that was not. I think he. Well, also, I think the group that owns Sovereignty might be like the Prince United Arab Emirate, like it's some
probably.
Middle East. Yeah, it's a group of super rich people.
Yeah.
In fact, they have more wealth in horse racing than any other group in North America.
I was just happy to see. I think it was Irish TV or somebody was walking through the crowd of these drunken, privileged white people, and he was talking about Hunter Thompson's article about how the Derby is decadent and depraved, and he's just gesturing, as you can see here.
It's having an effect because attendance was down, but they set records for watching it on television and betting.
Yeah.
So those two things are not going away. And then your 4 lessons from Coach Pop. He officially steps down as head coach of the Spurs. Maybe the best to ever do it, right?
Love him.
And he's moving to the front office, so he'll still be around and hopefully still be causing trouble for my colleagues in journalism. So here's his 4 things. Notice and reward the little things. Don't be afraid of the road less traveled. Hold people accountable, and it will push them to do their personal best. Love and trust your people.
That's great.
Wow. And if you have a chance to read the Athletic article, I think I shared it on my Twitter or X or whatever it is, Blue Sky. It's a great story, but I just thought those are nice little things.
He's very respected, highly respected.
Yeah, I mean, best in the business, and he gives women the same chance, and he's he got a little bit too combative, I think, there at the end for me. I was like, did you really need to pick a fight with that guy? But I get it also. I've been in those media scrums, and sometimes I want to pick a fight. So, I don't blame him completely.
Anything else?
That's it.
All right. Good enough.
Amy Donaldson, you can find her stuff, AD on sports on all the socials, and listen to her podcast, Making of a Moment. It's about RSL and the letter.
Thank you. All right. Traffic, Gina, please.
Infiniteam is saying northbound SR 36 experiencing heavy traffic causing delays in Tooele County. Thank you, Infiniteam. I rely on you when UDOT doesn't give me anything, which they're not now, although maybe nothing much is going on. You let me know you're out on the roads. I'm at work already. I don't know what's happening. Text us, 33986 is where you do that. Visit the Living Traditions Festival, May 16th through the 18th at Washington Square in Salt Lake. Celebrate culturally diverse traditions and communities through art, food, crafts, dance, and more at this free community event. More information at x96.com.
All right, we've got boners coming up. Here are the candidates you'll be voting on. Number 1, thanks, Oprah. Boner candidate number 2, I hate to admit it, but I made a serious error in judgment. And boner candidate number 3, a convicted killer is always in the last place you look.
Indeed. All right, boner of the day, big boy news, all coming up after these messages and a song. The song is an on this day and a birthday. Coming up. Stand by for that. That's the damn contest.
Yeah, it's $1,000. You could win. And we try to make it easy for you by giving you lots of opportunities to enter. How do you enter? We give you a keyword at 7:15, 10:15, 1:15, and 5:15. Those will all be different keywords. So listen all those times and text in those keywords when you hear them. Those are your entries. The text line is a different text line than we use for other things. 508-777-1000. That's 508-777-1000. The keyword this hour is prize. 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 Text it to 508-777-1000 for your chance at $1,000 cash in this nationwide contest.
Thank you. All right. Harmon's for Mother's Day. I love the fresh squeezed orange juice.
Yeah, it's got pulp in it.
Yes, love it.
I love it too. And, that's great for Mother's Day. It's part of get everything you need for a Mother's Day brunch at Harmon's.
Exactly.
They have their Harmon's bacon. Like their in-house bacon that they do is delicious.
And also cinnamon rolls made fresh on the premises. And they are just absolutely delicious. And croissants, if you want some croissants for your mother. Anything you need for Mother's Day. And let's not forget the flowers that all Harmon's grocery stores have. We talked to Bob Harmon on Friday. I didn't realize there are, did he say 20 Harmon's locations
Is that right?
now? Yeah, I think that's amazing.
There's more than I remember.
So make a very nice Mother's Day for your mom by shopping at Harmon's.
Now, they have pre-made arrangements for those flowers, or you can order a special one with your mom's favorites.
All right, just do it. Go to Harmon's. There's no need to go anywhere else for Mother's Day. Harmon's has it all. Find it at your local Harmon's. Child. When I was in Rocky Horror, I said, "You come up and watch it. You might like it." No, I don't think I don't know. But but they came up and fell in love with Rocky Horror.
Really?
And it really was a great production. Those actors up in Ogden were just terrific, and so they fell in love with the show. I think saw it again. Did a painting or a drawing of Frankenfurter based on the actor in the play I was in, and had me give it to him.
Oh.
Said my youngest child wanted you
nice.
to have this. Really and it was a really good. They're a very talented artist. So anyway, I got some tickets, and I think I'll go with them and with their friend. And I said, well, call Marikai, the friend, and ask what night and if they can go. And got that all arranged. And I said, so it's okay? And they said, yeah. Marikai said when they heard you were going, oh, yay, we can have a Sleigh Bill moment. I said, a what? A Sleigh Bill moment. A Sleigh Bill moment. I said, what does that mean? Well, it's slang. It means it's a good thing. Don't worry. It means they like you. So I'm looking up the slang. Have you ever heard anybody say that?
No.
I've not heard it in that usage.
What I find is sleigh, as for the saying sleigh, it's generally found in gay and black female culture. It can be used whenever a person looks self-confidently good, acts in a self-empowered way, or does or achieves something spectacular, especially in the face of some challenge. And then I look further, and it says, you might want to use it in the same way you would say something is good soup.
Good soup.
Yeah, now that means, it means what it sounds like.
Yeah.
But so if you're...
I'm still not sure we'll have a Bill Sleigh moment.
We can have a Sleigh Bill moment.
Sleigh Bill.
It means an insightful... I don't know. I still am kind
It's
of...
a positive.
It
it's
is.
not a negative.
No.
I don't think... see, I've only heard it used...
So, like, Slay Queen is where I've heard it. You're killing it.
Like you're killing it. Yeah, exactly.
That outfit is killing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I...
So it's a Kill Bill no.
How are we having a Sleigh Bill moment?
I looked in another dictionary, and it said when something is good soup. Sleigh can also mean...
I don't know what that means.
A sleigh moment is when something is good soup. Well, so good soup is like if you eat something particularly soup, and you go, "Hi, that's good soup." But if you do something cool, you say, did you enjoy that? Yeah, man, it was good soup.
Yeah, I've never heard that.
I haven't
that
either.
one I've not heard.
I haven't either. But so it's similar to that apparently. Sleigh moment when something is good soup.
Well, I think
So what they were meaning is, it'll be good soup for us to go together.
And this is when you were in the show.
No, this is last night.
You're going.
last
when
night.
I arranged
Okay,
it.
because
I'm going to go with them.
Yeah, because if it was you were in the show, then maybe it would be, you would slay.
No, it's just I think.
Like, you killed it in that show.
Yeah.
Bill.
What I finally took it to mean was, their friend is looking forward to spending some time with me because they think they like me. They think I'm funny or probably they think I'm weird.
I think we're going to need a full report after you go, and I would ask the friend to identify the moment the sleigh happens.
Maybe I'll try and clear.
There's the sleigh.
Maybe I'll try and clear this up tomorrow. I'll have my kid get a hold of the friend, and I'll even ask, may I talk to the friend and just
say the sleigh.
Kind of lay this out for me if you would, and then I'll report back tomorrow.
You use the word sleigh.
When my child said that, I went, "Oh, huh?
Huh?
Huh? It's a good thing. Don't worry, it's a good thing." So I'm going to take it to mean it's like good soup. It's good soup, Dad. It's good soup. Okay.
I think, okay, we need a follow-up.
Yeah.
All right.
Or if anybody out there, if you know what my kid is talking about, somebody says in the chat room, I asked my kid about these slang phrases, and they can't really explain them. They just say them. Sleigh Bill.
I'll ask my kids tonight.
Yeah, use it in a sentence, please.
Okay. Well, a Sleigh Bill moment.
Oh, wait, we have a young person here.
Nick, can you help out?
I could have hopped in a while ago, but I kind of wanted to see where you guys.
Am I close? Am I close to what
I
this
think
is?
you're just overthinking it. I don't know where the good soup came from, but
right here in the Urban Dictionary, sleigh moment when something is good
that's
soup.
the authority, right?
Come on, it's lovely
you
weather
crushed
for a
it.
sleigh bill.
You did great.
Together.
Yeah, you slayed.
I think this is accurate because the word vagina is in there too.
What?
What's the Urban Dictionary, Gina? It has to be in there.
I know it's very popular in like drag communities. Say a lot like "you slayed, Queen," and
That's where I've heard it.
Yeah, and
that's killing it. That's
exactly.
That's how I've heard it used.
But having a Sleigh Bill moment.
Yeah,
I think that was the exact quote. What does that mean?
I think it's just an amalgamation of everything that we talked about and their personal affect.
All right.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
When I was at Lagoon this weekend, my kids kept saying this ride is totally sleigh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I
ride
get.
is totally sleigh. And spending time with me will be totally sleigh is what was meant by that.
I think this conversation is devolving into when I told my therapist one time, I'm solid. And she's like, what is solid?
How old is your therapist?
Yeah. Older.
No,
you're good.
No.
You're good.
Yeah,
you're good.
like you're overthinking it.
Yeah.
100%.
No, I think what your therapist was asking you is if you. No, I don't.
Here you go.
She said solid. I like solid. Like that is good.
Well, what do you mean by that?
A texter just said this just in: sleigh and good soup are no longer trendy slang. The death of the lingo was brought about due to a morning radio show discussing the terms.
You'll
So,
never hear them again.
You don't have to worry about it.
Excellent.
We killed it.
Excellent. We slayed it.
No, did we?
What?
Somebody says, I think they're both of
Because on this day in 1984, Echo and the Bunnymen released their fourth studio album, Ocean Rain, featuring Silver, Seven Seas, and that song, of course, The Killing Moon, and it's Ian McCulloch's birthday.
He was born in 1959.
Oh, well, there you go. All right. Time now for Boner of the Day. These are examples, news stories, examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior, and you will decide of these three stories which one is the worst, which one deserves to be Boner of the Day for today, May 5th, 2025. We'll give you two candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all three, then you will vote. One of you lucky random Boner voters will receive.
Can't buy it. Got to win it. Radio from Hell Boner t-shirt.
Here's Boner candidate number one. Thanks, Oprah. Phil McGraw, a.k.a. Dr. Phil, issued a starry-eyed, loving take on Donald Trump right in front of him, right in front of the president.
Of course, you want him to hear it.
During a National Day of Prayer event at the White House Rose Garden, and critics on social media couldn't stop laughing. The former TV therapist, and he wasn't even really a therapist.
He lost his license.
He was a kinesiologist or something.
No, you're thinking, no.
Oh, that was what's her name?
That was Dr. Laura.
Dr. Laura.
But he did not maintain his licensure.
Yeah. Anyway, he caught flack for giving Trump a platform with an interview in 2024, during which he offered similarly flattering comments. But here he is gushing, President standing right there, and here's Dr. Phil. I sat with President Trump with no cameras around, nobody listening, nobody watching, and I'm telling you, this is a man of deep faith, a man of deep conviction. And this is a man that wants this country to have a heart and have religion. And God bless America for giving us President Donald Trump when nobody's listening and nobody's looking. This man cares about every single person in America, independent of race, color, creed, whatever. And it comes from the heart with him. And I am proud to call him my president.
Every word of that is not true.
Yep. Boner candidate number one. Thanks, Oprah.
Other than him saying he's my president, that part's
thanks, Oprah, for giving us Dr. Phil
and Dr. Oz. Really.
Here's Boner candidate number two. I have to admit, I made a serious error in judgment. If you see this, it's just incredible. A pilot decided to fly right between a line of skiers on the Swiss side of the Pennine Alps, practically grazing some of the hikers in the process. I witnessed a near tragedy, said mountaineer Luca Calzone, who shot the video during a ski mountaineering race on Sunday and posted it to Instagram. It was the day of the Mezzalama Trophy. Thousands of ski mountaineers climbed to the top. His Instagram clip shows this small plane. Now, this is snow-covered mountains.
You can see it at x96.com/live.
You can see a picture of it, just a still of it. That's right. So the plane makes this big looping circle, and it's got skis on it, the plane does. And it touches down on the snow, and then it just heads right for these skiers and goes right between, nearly clipping some of them.
Wow.
Goes right between. Now, the pilot said, and now fortunately nobody was injured, but the pilot, who admitted his stunt was, quote, a serious error of judgment, is now under investigation. The pilot could be held criminally responsible and lose his license.
Yes.
A spokesperson for the aviation authority there told the news agency that it had opened proceedings to clarify the facts and take appropriate measures. The pilot said in an open letter published by Italian and Swiss media, I'm deeply sorry for the community that I love, and more than anything else, I hope this never happens to any of you. I mean, really, he just flew the plane right between them, and then he lifted off up into the air. It was very graceful, but coming up in a moment, Boner candidate number three. A convicted killer is always in the last place you look.
All right, Boner candidate number three, coming up after this. Big Boy News and Opinnuendo, brought to you by
Utah Brewers Guild invites you to the Great Beer Mashup Saturday, May 10th at Woodbine Food Hall. Utah's most talented craft brewers will release a plethora of new collaborative beers for your tasting pleasure. Get tickets at utahbrewersguild.org. Must be at least 21 to attend.
John Paul Brophy. Saw this on, I think, Friday. John Paul Brophy Jr., one of the owners of the Dead Goat Saloon, has died. His Brad Wheeler, our good friend Brad Wheeler, found out about Brophy being ill and almost on the verge of death when Brophy sent a letter to Brad, and Brad was so moved by it, he prompted Salt Lake City Mayor Aaron Mendenhall to write a proclamation, April 23rd, John Paul Brophy Jr. Day, in recognition of his contribution to the culture and music scene. Brophy was 74. He was one of the owners of the Dead Goat. He died on April 28th, actually. The bar closed over 20 years ago, but it's just a footnote in Utah's music history, thanks in large part to Brophy. His influence on the music scene in Salt Lake City was great, too, particularly blues.
Yeah. Jazz and blues.
He was... and it was a
great little bar.
It was as Brad put it, it's a weird place. You had to walk down an alley and then go in the basement and go underneath another building just to get to it.
That's what I liked about it.
Brad was a manager at the Dead Goat in the late 90s.
We shared that footprint with X96 for a time.
And speaking of bars, last week we were talking about my ex-wife's place, and it's attached. It's right there where there's a church, old church covered with ivy, right on the corner. And I swear I read. Now that church is going to be torn down. There's a guy in Ogden who owns it, and he wants to tear it down because it's empty and it's a beautiful old place. And my ex-wife's place, I swore that I read that it was part of that demolition because it's right there. And I think my ex-wife's place was a house. I know it was a house at one time, and it was a house where the rector of that church lived when it was a functioning church. But we got a call from the owner of my ex-wife's place. No, don't say that. We're not being demolished. We're not going to be torn down. So, no, it'll still be there. You can still go there and have, inexpensive drinks and a good time.
Well, is
at
it
my
open?
ex-wife's place. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's open from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Okay, yeah.
I think.
Ex-wife's place, 8 a.m.?
Well, that's what this says. I'm only as good as the note that's handed me.
Yeah.
But it's not being demolished, so there's that. Let's see. Mike Lee. Ooh. He is pitching a sweeping reform of food stamps that would require states to take on a larger cost of the program. But if the country sinks into recession, among the Americans who would take the biggest hit are, of course, Mike Lee's constituents.
Yeah.
According to an analysis by the Urban Institute, the change that Mike Lee is proposing to the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, could lead to an additional 862,000 Americans being pushed into poverty if the country were to experience a Great Recession-level economic collapse, and if states, amid that recession, are unable or unwilling to stretch budgets to make up the difference. The social and economic policy think tank founded by Lyndon Johnson, former President Lyndon Johnson, also estimated that if Utah did not drastically increase spending on the program under Lee's cost-share plan, Utah families receiving food stamps would see the second largest loss in benefits in the country. Food help in the Beehive State would go down by an average of $731 per household per year. That's a lot of money for people to lose. So Mike Lee, he's not looking out for you, friends. He is not looking out for you in the slightest.
Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone's entitled to a mulligan once in a while.
In a flash of light, dozens of lucky viewers got a glimpse of a real phenomenon Saturday night. A meteor barreling through the Earth's atmosphere, so big that our NASA Solar System ambassador called it a fireball.
Wow.
It's not that often that you get to see one happening in just the blink of an eye, but late Saturday, Fox News had viewers calling in and even more posting their pictures and videos that captured this phenomenon as this meteor was spotted throughout northern Utah and other states. And it was apparently incredible. It was a fireball, and it's a Donald Trump said, a shooting star. It's a really big one.
You can see it at x96.com/live.
That's cool.
I saw one once a long time ago like that, and when I was in Cedar City, it was amazing. Where I was with 2 or 3 other people, and we went, "What the hell?" I mean, we just didn't know what it was at first, but figured out pretty quick. It wasn't a bomb. It was a meteor. Let's see. Rescue workers arrived at the scene of a deadly collision between a pickup truck and a tour van near Henry's Lake State Park in eastern Idaho. This was on Thursday. 7 people killed in that crash. Troopers say they're still working with international authorities to identify next of kin following the crash of the pickup truck and passenger van. It was full of foreign tourists. The Mercedes van was registered to a global travel company with a base in California. The driver of the van was licensed in California. 12 people were on board. They were visiting from China. One person from Italy, and the van and the car collided, and it was just a catastrophe. Trump announced late Thursday that he would rename Veterans Day to Victory Day for World War I.
I'm sure veterans are going to love that.
To commemorate the November 11th date that officially ended the conflict in 1918. May 8, he said, would also be recognized in the U.S. as Victory Day for World War II. That date is already frequently observed in European countries as Victory in Europe Day, marking the official end of World War II against Nazi Germany. But it's not a U.S. federal holiday, and the war was still going on between America and Japan.
Why are we confusing people with this? Why is this a necessary thing?
It's also you're distracted by this, so you don't see what he's really up to.
Yeah.
Same with this, tariffing the movies and opening Alcatraz. It's all distraction.
You know what else he's going to do? I'm directing the Bureau of Prisons to reopen Alcatraz prison.
Yeah, it's a distraction.
The notorious former prison on a hard-to-reach California island off San Francisco. Alcatraz has been closed for more than 60 years.
Yeah.
In a post on Truth Social Sunday, Trump wrote, "For too long, America's been plagued by vicious, violent, and repeat criminal offenders. The dregs of society will never contribute to anything other than misery and suffering. When we were a more serious nation in times past, we did not hesitate to lock up the most dangerous criminals and keep them far away from anyone they could harm. That's the way it's supposed to be."
See, and this is what everyone's talking about instead of his interview yesterday, where he said he doesn't know if he should uphold the Constitution.
But this is more evidence of this is a TV show.
Yeah,
because in his mind, Alcatraz.
Yeah,
that's. I saw a movie about that.
There's
once.
that Birdman guy.
Exactly.
It's a TV show.
He's just distracting us.
Texas has a brand new city. It's called Starbase. A vote Saturday to decide whether to turn part of South Texas into a new city centered around Elon Musk's SpaceX, and it delivered a victory to the tech billionaire and his rocket company. As expected, the measure passed with broad support because most of the people voting were employees of SpaceX. Yeah. Paving the way for a newly incorporated city made up almost exclusively of SpaceX employees and people connected to the company. So, way to go. I have grizzly bears return to Utah. Maybe so.
I hope so.
We got a confirmed sighting. Someone took a picture of a grizzly. It showed up on a trail in northern Utah. I don't think if we saw such a picture, I'd be surprised at this point, said Darren DeBluis, game mammals coordinator with the Utah Department of Wildlife Resources. It's come pretty close. Wyoming, we've spotted them in Wyoming, so they don't understand borders. They may come down into Utah. Grizzly bears. Yeah, that'd be great, wouldn't it? And do you have any idea why LB, the letters LB, stand for pound?
No.
In the English language, we have pretty straightforward abbreviations. I mean, TBSP for tablespoon, QT for quart, YD for yard, and so on. So why do we use LB for pound?
Yeah, why?
Well, because it's ancient Rome. LB is an abbreviation of the Latin word Libra. And astrology buffs will know that Libra is the seventh sign of the zodiac and is symbolized by an image of scales. So, weight, pound, that's the reason.
Well, there you go.
I had no idea until
you learned something today.
I read that yesterday and went, okay. All right. There we go.
Weather, traffic.
So we have an 80% chance of showers. My guess is they're just going to come and go today because right now it doesn't look so bad. But maybe there are more on the way because we do have this unsettled pattern that goes through tomorrow night.
I'm getting reports of lake stink.
Oh, so that means maybe it's windy? I don't know.
Yeah.
65 for a high today. Overnight low 48. Tomorrow 64 and another chance of showers. Looks like we start warming up by Wednesday and we'll be close to 80 by Thursday. Infiniteam reporting rollover westbound I-80 just before the Tooele exit, and I'm looking at the UDOT cameras. It looks like it's pretty much stopped traffic there. because not only is there an accident going westbound, there is another one going the other direction in basically the same area, eastbound I-80 milepost 100. So Tooele coming and going, they're getting you there, it looks like. Please, if you're in that area or in whatever area you're in, let us know what you're seeing. You can text us 33986. Do you or someone you love struggle with addiction? Help is out there. Renaissance Ranch, one of Utah's best addiction treatment centers. They accept most private insurance and Medicaid. Schedule a free consultation at renaissanceranch.com.
Here's boner candidate number 3. A convicted killer is always in the last place you look. Georgia County jail officials panicked. They went into lockdown when an inmate convicted of murder disappeared, only to realize more than 12 hours later that the missing man was still at the courthouse. The cops forgot to retrieve him and bring him back to jail. There was a mix-up of who was going to take the inmate down, and ultimately he was left inside the holding cell at the courthouse, explained Jonesboro County Sheriff Levon Allen. After sheepish officers finally found Julian Brooks Deloach still waiting for them at the courthouse, they searched every cell, every area of the jail looking for him. Ultimately, by the time we reviewed cameras and backtracked and took us back into the courtroom where he was at, and ultimately, of course, hours had passed, 12 hours I think it was, that's where the gentleman was, locked in a room with a bench, a toilet, and a sink, but without a bed or supervision. There is no one monitoring that particular holding cell, and if there was a distress call, I know if something had happened to him, nobody would have been there to help him. For 12 hours they looked for him and finally figured out they'd just left him in the courthouse. Boner candidate number 3, a convicted killer is always in the last place you look.
All right, let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1, thanks, Oprah, for giving us Dr. Phil so he could do things like gush over Donald Trump in front of Donald Trump. I'm telling you, this man has a heart. A heart. I'm proud to call him my president. Boner candidate number 2, I have to admit I made a serious error in judgment. No kidding. This is the story of a pilot who decided to fly right between a line of skiers on the Swiss Alps. And boner candidate number 3, a convicted killer is always in the last place you look.
All right. Here we go. You've got to decide, of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst. Which one should be boner of the day for today, May 5, 2025? 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think should win. Put that single digit in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. Pretty easy. Or you can call Katie in the producer's booth, 877-602-9696. She'll take your live voice vote. Or go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner of the Day, May 5, 2025. Click and vote. And if you don't see that box, refresh your browser. It'll appear. Click and vote. Coming up, we got Bill Frost telling us what's on TV this week. Got some geek news for you. Mother's Day contest. And I think Gina went to California over the weekend, so she'll tell us about that coming up. Stand by. All right, you only got 3 minutes to get your vote in. Let's go. It is Boner of the Day.
Yesterday, we at the end of the show, I had a couple of emails, and one of them was talking about how the writer was saying how much he likes our show, and part of the reason he likes it is that we don't do fake radio voices.
Oh.
It's just our normal voices.
So this is a...
And just
sort of a...
I answered the email, and he just sent back another little tag to that.
Is it of
interest? Is what he wants to
know. I guess.
Email of interest.
He said, I also enjoy the humor of Edward K. Brass, sports announcer and judicial hobbyist.
Judicial hobbyist.
Yes.
Yes.
Ed will be thrilled to hear this.
And then I got this email. Dear Radio from Hell, beloved leaders of radio.
Ooh.
I just received a text message from a random number saying that I owe Utah Toll Services $11 in an unpaid toll. And if I didn't pay it soon, I would be charged $50 in late fees.
Don't do it.
Also in the text message, it had a link to a .com website. Don't worry, I didn't click the link. I went to UDOT's website, and there they have on their news and alerts section details about the FBI public service announcement and about these text scams.
Yep.
On the page it states, Express Lane program does not use text messages to request payment for fines or tolls. I just wanted to spread the word to our friends of the program. For more details, you can see the UDOT website. Just go to udot.utah.gov and look up express lanes and alerts.
There you go.
And if you get one of those emails, do not click on it. You don't. They're just trying to get money and get information, your access to your information.
You had an email?
I have a quick email.
Okay.
Hello, Gina. My name is Joe. I've listened to the show since the 90s in KJQ. The reason for this email is to let everyone know that despite having disabilities, you're able to do anything you can work toward. My wife is on supplemental oxygen and fighting lupus, and she still continues to run 5K, 10K, and half marathons. She's been nominated to be on the cover of Ms. Health and Fitness.
Wow.
Also comes with a prize that would allow her the funds to get her better oxygen equipment. I was hoping you could spread the word. She's currently in 12th place, and I would love to see her win. So if you'd like to vote for Ms. Tori Sutton for Ms. Health and Fitness, just go to mshealthandfit.com, and you can vote for a friend of the program, Tori.
Well, there we go.
That's very nice to do.
There were certainly a couple of emails of interest. To award Boner of the Day.
And the Boner of the Day is brought to you in part by Hangburger.
And Feldman's Deli, Utah's authentic Jewish deli with expanded hours, now open Tuesday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 8:30 p.m., breakfast till 10:30, lunch, dinner, live music Fridays and Saturdays. More information at feldmansdeli.com.
I don't think I have the results here.
I do not either.
Yeah.
There we are. They just,
there they are.
Just appeared.
Yes, okay. That's interesting. It did well.
What did well?
100. I'm about to tell you.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't going to just stop there, you know. Well, it did well. Let's move on. Well, I'm looking at Boner candidate number 1. Thanks, Oprah. 137 votes, and it went. The other two got, a fair amount of votes, but Boner candidate number 1 did it. Thanks, Oprah. Thanks a lot.
That's your Boner of the Day for today, May 5, 2025. Now qualified to be Boner of the Week.
She can really pick him, can't she? Oprah Winfrey.
Gail
King. There's another one.
Yep. Never forgive her.
So I was not here Friday. I don't know if you remember.
You were not.
You weren't?
Went to Sonoma to visit Aunt Jean. Aunt Jean's husband passed away, and so we went to be supportive of her and see her. No funeral.
Oh, why?
Oh, really?
Don't know. Didn't ask. But not everybody does them.
Okay.
So just to
I don't need one.
Yeah.
I'm
just to be with family and then give hugs in person and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Couple of things. If you are traveling, well, anytime really, but starting on the 7th, so 2 days from
Wednesday.
now, you have to have a real ID to travel.
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
That's that gold star on your driver's license.
Gold star on your driver's license. If you do not have that or a passport, but not everybody has a passport,
Mhm.
and not everybody might think to take a passport to the airport. And by the way, TSA Barbie was on screens all over the airport.
Really?
Yeah, going, remember, if you're traveling on May 7th, you have to have a real ID. And
I take my passport to the grocery store.
I am anticipating Bill doing stories on May 8th about all the trouble at airports because people don't know
Papers,
that
please.
you know, because
How do you get it?
well, you have to go to the DMV and get a new driver's license. Now, if your driver's license isn't expired or getting ready to expire, you probably think, oh no, I got 2 more years on my license or whatever. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
So if you are traveling after the 7th, you have to have the new license.
You have
with
it?
The star. Yeah,
I don't
have it.
I don't know why I have it, but I do.
Yeah, I don't know why I do either, but there you go.
But not everybody does. So this is just a little tip. Check your driver's license, and if you don't have it, either go to the DMV or take your passport.
And take your passport to the grocery store.
Papers?
As a matter of fact, you should have your passport on you at all times because you stand the risk of being deported.
Papers, please?
So while we were there, we went to, they have this authors conference every year. It's called the Sonoma Valley Authors Festival. That's a big square in the middle of town, and they invite all kinds of different authors to come speak. And
Not just Sonoma Valley authors.
no. Michael Connolly was there. He's responsible for Bosch.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he writes all those books and the TV show and everything. He was there. And just all these cute old liberal people that live in Sonoma. They had a big protest about banned books and end fascism. They're just cute old liberal people there. But we were there on Derby Day. So we were like, we got to go find, if you're
Is this roller derby?
no, it's the Kentucky Derby.
Oh.
If you're out on it's like the big basketball game, the big football game, we got to find a bar to watch this big sporting event. So we had to find a bar.
Oh, that's what your post was about. Okay.
And I sent a picture to Katie from the bar. Hopefully we get that up there. So ladies mostly get excited about the Derby. Some men, but it's kind of a lady thing because girls and horses, you know.
What is that, a dead cat on her head?
So there was
Looks like a dead cat with a saddle on it.
I thought we were an excited group of ladies going to watch the Derby. There was another table of women there who had a Derby hat, which she had taken. If you go to x96.com/live, you can see she had a stuffed horse.
Oh, that's a horse. Okay.
Looks
like a cat.
Super glued onto the top of her hat.
She has really no sense of design, this woman.
No.
None.
And
it's as big as a cat, I'll give you that.
And my sister, Mikkel, my good-looking sister, they're all good-looking.
Well, yeah.
Took the hat and put it on her head, and
took the hat from the lady.
I mean, but the lady was like, she was proud of this hat, like. But everybody in the bar put it on their head, and me being me, that grossed me out. Like,
well, yeah.
Well,
you're all gonna get lice.
I'm telling you, head lice in Sonoma, that's a thing.
It's a thing.
People know about it. The Sonoma head lice are notorious.
And she said, "Come on, put the hat on." I'm like, I'm not putting this strange woman's hat on. I'm not doing it.
I don't understand why the woman would.
She was very proud of this hat.
Well, fine. Keep it on your head. Everybody can see it better that way.
Now, I have a question for airline pilots or somebody that works for an airline.
Well, I'm an airline pilot.
So we're coming back yesterday. We flew out of Sacramento.
Yes.
Sacramento Airport, not a big airport.
No.
We thought, we got there a little early so we'd get something to eat before we left. There were only 2 places to eat in the concourse we were in. There was like a brew pub kind of place and this place called Squeeze Burger.
Well, we couldn't call it Smash Burger.
Which sounds terrible, doesn't it?
Yeah, Squeeze Burger.
And as we walked by, we went, no, we're not. I don't want to go to Squeeze Burger. So we went over to the brew pub and had a little something to eat there. If you go to x96.com/live, you can see what a Squeeze Burger is. Now, why did I bother to investigate this further after we dismissed Squeeze Burger?
That doesn't look good.
I'd eat it.
So we get on the plane. We're sitting down. We're ready to go. And we're sitting and we're sitting and we're sitting for a half an hour.
Yeah.
We've had a little bit of a delay here, ladies and gentlemen.
The pilot comes on and says, we've had a little bit of a delay. I didn't get my meal, so I had somebody go in. He said, I didn't get my meal, so I had to have somebody go in and get me a squeeze burger. And then I had to eat the squeeze burger here in the cockpit, but I finished it and we're ready to go.
So we were all sitting there while you ate.
But what I'm wondering, is there some rule that if you have like back-to-back-to-back flights that you have to eat at certain times?
Blood sugar. Is,
this
it might
is
be
an honest question.
I think there very well could be.
I also was surprised, like, why didn't he just say, sorry for the delay, we're going to get on, we're going to try to make up some time in the air? And why would you admit that I sent somebody in to get a squeeze burger?
He should have added to that. There's, according to FAA regulations.
So this is what I'm asking. If you know, please, you can email us or call us 877-602-9696, or you can text or email us radiofromhell@x96.com. So now I'm curious about this. Is my second encounter with this squeeze burger.
And what the hell is that?
What is a squeeze burger?
What
so
the hell
I looked.
is that?
If you put that back up, Katie, that'd be great.
The burger?
So I looked at it.
I'd still eat that. I don't care.
This is from a place in Sacramento that's famous called the Squeeze Inn, and it was featured on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. It's a burger that has a cheese skirt. Oh. So they put so much cheese on it that it lops over and then gets crusty along on the grill. So it's it's like 2 inches off the burger.
Oh, I'd eat that.
This is a thing,
Oh,
apparently.
yeah.
Never heard of the squeeze burger.
I'll take it.
But
no,
this burger is what delayed me a half an hour getting home last night.
Yeah, I'm still curious about that now. Why? Corey asks, was he joking?
I don't think so.
I don't
he was
think
quite
so.
serious. Okay.
I don't think so. I didn't get my meal. So
It's
I
hard
had
to tell when a pilot's joking or not, though.
I hadn't sent anything in.
Let's see. There's food on the plane. He just wanted a squeeze burger. I work for Delta. There's no regulation.
Okay,
for eating.
this is what I'm...
Only mandatory rest. That's the only thing that they regulate. So it's his way of...
justifying us being
saying,
late.
That my intern screwed up and didn't get my meal or something like that.
Gina, you should report him.
I felt bad because you could hear people behind you talking, because Salt Lake is a hub.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of people that have a connection that they're trying
Here we go.
to.
Airline pilot here.
Okay.
Union contract has the meal requirement, but most of us wouldn't delay a flight for it, especially for the food at the Sacramento airport. So it's a union thing.
Okay. Yeah, because he said I didn't get my meal, like they were supposed to have a meal ready for him.
So that explains it.
So
that being said, I'd eat the hell out of that burger.
Yeah. But it's a terrible name for a restaurant, though. A squeeze burger? What? I don't know. Tooele is kind of a mess. Both directions, I-80, east and westbound. There was a rollover accident earlier, and then there was an additional accident going the other way. So I think if you're in Tooele and needing to get to Salt Lake, probably need to wait on that, I'm guessing. Let me see if anything else has come in. We've got a crash southbound I-15 at the I-15-215 junction in Davis County, off to the right shoulder. Crash southbound Mountain View corridor east of Old Bingham Highway in Salt Lake. A right lane is closed there. And let me check our message stream. Nope, but if you see something, please, or if you're in Tooele and want to keep us updated on what's happening out there, 33986.
All right, KXRK Provo, we will take a break. Bill Frost telling us what's on TV this week. After these messages, also Sonoma Head Lice will be playing the Warped Tour.
They're notorious.
Notorious. All right. Stockton 12 Honda.
My good friends at Stockton 12 Honda, your number one Honda dealer. They've just been voted Salt Lake City's best new car dealer of 2025. But there's even bigger news for your wallet. Trade-in values are at their peak right now. They really want trade-ins. They want to have bump up their used car selections. So visit Stockton 12 Honda this week. your neighborhood Honda dealer, and see about getting yourself a new car and trading in your old one. Come see them today. From the moment you step in the door, you'll find the best sales and service experience around. I can vouch for that. I've bought 2 or 3 cars from Stockton 12 Honda. Whether it's new, certified, pre-owned, or used, find the perfect car for you at Stockton 12 Honda. Hassle-free customer satisfaction guarantee. Customer satisfaction is the #1 priority at Stockton 12 Honda. Also, same-day service available in their service department. Mobile repair service available. They come to you. Stockton 12 Honda. They're in the Southtown Auto Mall in
So, yeah, there you go.
I have an email of interest here.
Email of interest?
Yes. It is, in fact, an email of interest.
I'm interested to hear it.
All right.
Should I just do it now?
Well,
without your wonderful intro that you're looking for, I can.
Email of interest.
Now, I'm doing this email of interest because I got this email yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I never heard, to whom it may concern, I never heard back regarding my email below. I would have appreciated a response. It's fine if it wasn't interesting or you didn't have time. An acknowledgement would be appreciated.
Okay.
And this is from Ken Ingram. Now, I apologize, Ken Ingram. This is an interesting email. I get tons of email.
Yeah.
I go through all kinds of email, and sometimes things get lost in the shuffle. I read this email to myself and meant to follow up on it and didn't.
Okay.
So here it is now.
Okay.
And then I'll contact Ken and tell him that we did this. It says, Dear Carrie, Bill, and Gina, my name is Ken Ingram, and I am a long-time listener of the program since 1999, my high school years. Thanks for letting me listen. I write you for a memoriam shout-out to my father, Terry Ingram. This year will be 10 years since his passing. He was fond of radio. He majored in communications from Weber State University and was inducted as a fellow in the Radio Club of America. In his earlier years, he worked as a disc jockey and chief engineer for KLO Radio in Ogden. Later, he would have a career in communications as executive director for VECC 911 for the rest of his life. On July 22nd, 1972, my dad and KLO Radio performed the Damn Thing broadcast at Pineview Reservoir, the world's first live underwater radio broadcast.
Really?
Bill, being an Ogdenite, may be familiar with this. Well, in 1972, I don't believe I was in Ogden anymore. I was in Pennsylvania. It was one of the many promotional stunts of the era. This was to coincide with the Days of 47 celebration. They engineered and manufactured a broadcasting capsule out of a shell from a hot water heater from a car wash to have the broadcast in. I have
sounds like the thing that went down to the Titanic.
I have attached the article featured in Aquarius magazine in 1973. I will let you read it for the specifics of the event if you are so inclined. He loved scuba diving and radio and was very proud of his accomplishment. I am a regular boater at Pineview Reservoir, and I always think about this every time I go there, and I thought you and other people would enjoy learning of this event that took place over 50 years ago. Please let me know if you plan to broadcast this, as me and my family would love to listen. Well, Ken, I'm doing it without alerting you ahead of time, but hopefully
it'll be available on the podcast.
Yeah, you'll get the podcast of it. He's included the article in Aquarius magazine, and in fact they did this. They went down. Now they had breathing apparatus, but they went down and got into this capsule in Pineview Reservoir.
That's so cool.
And did a break. I haven't read the whole story.
How long were they down there? Does it say?
I haven't read the whole article, so it's hard for me to say. They had they put a light and they put an air hose into the tank. There was a light in there. There was a seat, an emergency air supply, a microphone. So they actually did this. I'll see you. We sank to the bottom. I'll see you, Pineview Dam, minute 22nd. I'm trying to see if it says how long. I'll read through it and we'll do some more about it.
That was before the term liability was a thing.
Like our management would never have allowed us to do that.
That's cool.
And then there is he sent an obituary of his dad, Terry Penrod Ingram, who died in 2013, pretty young, at the age of 66. Natural causes, it says. He was an. I remember.
986.
All right. Yes.
Yeah. So
Like person from city.
Which
Samantha in Syracuse.
Syracuse. That's it.
Oh, Syracuse Samantha.
Yeah, she works for Viridian Dining.
Oh,
She does.
There's a small satellite office in Syracuse.
Okay.
All right.
We won't cross her.
No, because she'd hurt us.
In Syracuse. All right. Is this sponsored?
Tired of paying too much for concerts? Experience great live music and enjoy adult beverages without paying stupid prices at Salt Lake's coolest venue. Don't miss Jason Isbell and the 400 unit tonight and tomorrow at the Sandy Amphitheater. Get tickets at thestateroompresents.com.
Well, he's here in the studio with us, Bill Frost, William P. Frost. He's here to talk about TV, but Bill is a man of many talents. He writes about television. You can find that in City Weekly, cityweekly.net.
Yeah.
He's a podcaster, got the TV Tan podcast, and a musician playing in a band called Magna Vega, about town here and there.
Yes.
And you can find it all where?
You can find it all at billfrost.tv.
Okay.
Tomorrow, David Spade has a new stand-up special.
Last one I watched, it was okay.
Yeah. He hasn't done a lot of them. I would have expected a lot more on the list. But this is called Dandelion. It's on Prime Video. And if you know David Spade, you know what you're getting. Yeah.
I think he hasn't done a lot of them because, well, he doesn't have a lot of ideas.
On Thursday, the return of Poker Face on Peacock. And Natasha Lyonne is back again. The first 3 of 12 episodes drop on Thursday. And I'd read you the guest list, but we'd be here till 9.
Huge.
Yeah. Just go to x96.com, look at the trailer. They get through it a lot faster than I could.
Everybody wanted to be on this show.
And everybody is.
I wanted to be on, and they didn't call me.
Well, maybe next season.
Maybe.
Yeah. Also back on Thursday is a Criminal Minds Evolution. So you could either call this Season 3 of Evolution or Season 18 of Criminal Minds overall.
Okay. All right.
It's just for the, they're still hunting serial killers.
Who's the main hunter?
There's the team. It's a whole team of them.
Okay.
And they're all gray now. If you watch the reruns that are always on, you see them very young. Then all of a sudden you watch Evolution and go, whoa, what happened?
Time.
Hunting serial killers will age you.
It will.
And also on Thursday, Conan O'Brien Must Go Season 2 on Max.
That was actually quite funny, most of it.
Yeah. Travelogue show.
He just goes and off the cuff messes with people.
Yeah. On Friday, Vince Vaughn has a new movie on Netflix called Nona's. His mom died.
Oh, it's a movie? I thought this was going to be a series.
It's a movie.
Oh, okay.
And he decides to open an Italian restaurant in New York that the chefs are all local Italian grandmothers.
Now, who is this?
Vince Vaughn is known as.
I'll pass.
Oh, he was really good in that, what was it called? The Monkey Show.
Yeah.
He was really good in that. Very funny.
Yeah. But it sounds like a good idea, though. Hire nothing but Italian grandmothers.
If it was anybody but Vince Vaughn.
What have you got against Vince Vaughn?
He's a trumper.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Big time.
Never mind. Don't watch this movie. Also on Hulu on Friday, this was at South by Southwest, Summer of '69, starring Chloe Fineman from Saturday Night Live. It's about a high schooler played by Sam Morales who she's got a crush on a boy, and so somehow she gets the idea to hire a stripper to give her tips on how to seduce a boy.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I guess so, yeah.
All right.
But this is Jillian Bell's first directorial feature, and also starring Paula Pell, Charlie Day, Natalie Morales, Nicole Byer.
Oh, a good cast.
Yeah.
I like all those people.
Yeah. And it's a movie. And also on Apple TV Plus on Friday, this comes around every few years, Long Way Home with Ewan McGregor and his buddy Charlie Boorman as they drive their motorcycles around. Yeah. It's like, I don't know how you get one of these shows where they pay you to just ride around the countryside.
You want that.
Ewan McGregor and Norman Reedus.
You have to be famous to begin with.
Oh, Oh, that's it. Okay.
He's famous. He's Bill Frost.
I cannot ride a motorcycle.
More famous than that.
I would kill myself in the first episode on a motorcycle. Saturday Night Live, hosted by Walton Goggins.
Yes.
On Saturday. Musical guest Arcade Fire, all 40 of them.
I thought they had broken up.
Nope. Nope.
Well, they played the anniversary show.
Yeah. And you think that about a lot of bands, but I went to see X's farewell tour last year. Now they're back at Red Butte this year.
Yeah. Huh.
We're still saying goodbye.
I'm not going to turn down that Red Butte money though. And that's it for the new stuff. And really enjoying Andor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The show that has it's as your daughter described it. That show is a monologue machine.
It is. It really is.
And season 2, episode 6, there's a speech in there that's just beautiful. It's just, you go, yes, this is my Star Wars right here. Remember, they're space Nazis, kids.
Yeah.
Am I the only one who's not enjoying The Last of Us that much?
I haven't started, so I don't know.
Okay.
I like how he landed on the dumbest planet early on in the season.
Yes.
Like not everybody in the future in space or the past or whatever are geniuses.
Exactly.
And still liking Your Friends and Neighbors as well on Apple TV
John
Plus.
Hamm.
I need to go back to that. I watched the first episode, didn't hate it, so we'll see.
Just keeps digging himself in deeper and deeper.
I'm just catching up on all my stupid reality shows.
Oh.
All my cooking shows.
And
You have to catch up on cooking shows?
Top Chef and Survivor and all those stupid ones that I watch.
And movie, I think we were talking about it off the air. Movies, go see Sinners while it's in theaters. It's really, really good. It's and it deserve you deserve to see it in a theater, big screen. You know.
Lee George Cade proclaims it the best vampire movie ever made.
Really?
That's saying something.
And he's a aficionado.
Now, bear in mind, it takes them a while to get to the vampires.
Yes.
But when they do, it's weird. It's really weird.
Nice.
And there's a lot of good music in it.
Yeah. And also in City Weekly this week, find a BillFrost.tv article about Poker Face and shows to watch if you like Poker Face.
You might like this.
You might like this one, yeah. Basically, Poker Face is Columbo with Natasha Lyonne.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Where can you see Columbo these days?
On Peacock.
Peacock has them?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to watch old Columbos?
I may feel like it. I don't know.
Just one more, just one more thing, Mr. Frost. I was just thinking.
Go back and take a look.
If I ever run across it in reruns on some channel, I'll watch it.
It was pretty amazing because the way they would do Columbo, you would see the crime committed right at the beginning of the show.
Yep.
And who did it and what happened.
Just like Poker Face. Yep.
Yep. And then Columbo, you watch him figure it out.
He figures it out. You see this typewriter, you see, it has a little tennis ball in it. And your little tennis ball is different than the other little tennis balls. When you wrote the letter, damn you, Columbo.
He should have just watched the show.
Yeah. Would have saved him some time.
All right. Is that everything?
Yes.
Good enough. Thank you, Bill Frost. All right. Traffic, Gina.
Yeah, we've got a crash southbound I-15 at Main Street, North Salt Lake, milepost 314. Crash southbound I-15, milepost 313, I-15-215 junction. I'm suspicious of UDOT because they're saying there's a crash both southbound and northbound. Maybe in that same area?
Could be.
Could be. I guess it's possible.
Could be.
And then Tooele is still a mess. Also both directions of I-80. There was an earlier rollover crash going one direction and then a subsequent accident going the opposite direction. And folks are still being stuck in Tooele because of those two things. So if you're there and can let us know what you're seeing, we appreciate it. 33986. Haster Games for board games, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, miniatures, dice, paints, and more. Haster Games, 6831 South State or HasterGames.com.
Oh, Beat Gina coming up after these messages and a song. Easy to play, easy to win. It's multiple choice, pop culture trivia. And all you have to do is just play the game to win. What is the prize that we have?
Tickets to the Daybreak Home and Garden Show.
Home and Garden Show tickets at 877-602-9696. All you have to do is play Beat Gina. We've got some leftover trivia. We got some leftover Wonder Woman trivia, Office trivia.
Okay.
And Michelle Pfeiffer trivia. get to it. 877-602-9696 is the number to.
We were talking about it off the air. Did we make a decision? Because I was once I said, "Well, I don't care." Then I put my head down and I took a brief nap. So I'm not sure what.
Well, as I recall,
it's Radio from Hell with another list because people love a good list. X96.
We could do dueling lists.
I've got brilliant phrases, 11 brilliant phrases that make people trust you immedially.
In this new Trump era, that could come in very handy.
That could come in handy. What's your list?
Mine is weapon-inspired baby names that glamorize violence. And what reminded me of this is when Pete Hegseth was doing his confirmation and listing off or trying to list off his children.
He forgot some of his kids'
names. But like one of them is Remington,
and one of them is Gunner, But they don't all have.
They don't all, but some of them do.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Dueling list?
Why is Remington? Why is Remington a weapon name? That's a typewriter.
It's a gun, Bill.
It was a razor blade.
And also a razor blade. Well, that could be a weapon.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll just back and forth.
All right. Go ahead. Who wants to start?
Go ahead, Gina.
Shooter. These are
Shooter
names
Jennings.
people are giving their children.
Waylon Jennings named his kid Shooter. Here's a brilliant phrase that will make someone instantly trust you.
Okay.
Maybe Pete Hegseth could have used this.
All right.
I'd love to hear more about your experience.
No, he would never do that.
No, probably not.
No.
But if you say that, people will think, well, that's a trustworthy person.
Colt.
I've known several Colts.
Weapons-inspired baby names. You shouldn't name your
But again, Colt. I think of baby horse.
Yeah, I think
that's what I think of.
Baltimore.
Yeah. There you go. They're the Baltimore Colts. They're not the Baltimore Guns.
They're not.
They're horses. Here's a phrase that will make people trust you immediately. I completely understand where you're coming from.
Pete Hegseth would never say that.
I don't think I'd ever say that either.
Ruger.
Who's naming their kid Ruger?
Somebody. These are names people have given their children.
I've heard it.
Terrible.
I think Ruger is also a candy, though, isn't it? A candy bar?
I don't know.
It's like a Ritter Sport, but they're Rugers.
I've never heard of it.
I think that's true. Here's a phrase that you say this, people will instantly trust you. What can I do to help support you?
Yeah, Pete Hegseth would never say that.
He would never say that.
None of the Trump administration would ever say that.
Weapons-inspired baby names you shouldn't name your kids. Winchester
Cathedral.
Charles Emerson Winchester III.
And it is a gun.
Well, yeah, but it's also a long-storied,
proper name.
It's a long-storied place in England. Make people trust you if you say, I appreciate this about you. And then whatever this is, I really appreciate this about you.
Ruger, crisp, delicious chocolate wafers.
It's like a Ritter Sport.
Yeah.
Except it's a Ruger.
Tell them you named your kid after a candy, though.
Yeah.
A British candy.
Yeah.
Cannon.
Well, there's a guy that they talk about every once in a while on the radio. His name is Rusty Cannon.
It's a terrible name.
He's a local political guy.
Is he?
Yeah, Rusty Cannon.
I don't trust him immediately.
I don't either.
Even if he were to say something like,
you did a great job navigating that situation.
I still wouldn't trust Rusty Cannon.
No.
How about Blade? Blade, a weapon-inspired baby name. Blade.
I named you after my favorite vampire hunter, my favorite daywalker.
That's a pretty bad name.
That is, yeah.
Here, you want people to trust you? Say this. Can I be honest with you? Can I be honest with you? I have some thoughtful, honest feedback I'd like to give you.
Apparently somebody named their kids this. Caliber.
Who would do this?
Apparently somebody did.
Pete Hegseth would do this.
I don't know if Caliber is a boy name or a girl name.
Is it Cal for short?
I don't think it matters. Yeah. And then when that person dies, they would be an Excalibur.
Hey!
Hey!
Nice.
Here, people will trust you if you say this. Let's try looking at this from a different perspective.
That's something Pete Hegseth would say.
Maybe, yeah.
But his perspective would be skewed and white and male.
Weapon-inspired baby named Dagger.
Who would do that?
These are all names.
No, Dagger's a Marvel superhero.
A good guy or a bad guy?
Good girl.
Oh, good girl.
Good girl?
Yeah,
Okay.
Cloak and Dagger.
Dagger. I don't know. Here, you want people to trust you, say things like this. You know, I think I need some space to think about this. That's what that is you're putting things off. That's
Yes,
what it says to me,
exactly.
yeah.
Weapon-inspired baby name Beretta.
Well, hey, come on, Robert Blake.
You know, the guy what murdered his wife. Well, they make
Beretta.
my kid after him.
You can take that to the bank. All right, let's see. So this will inspire people to trust you. And nobody in the Trump administration would ever say this.
No.
I will take full responsibility for this.
That will never be said. In the next 4 years, that will never be said.
No.
This is sounds like a Sarah Palin kid. Trigger.
That's Roy Rogers' horse.
Call him Trig.
Trig?
Yeah. And trig sounds like a venereal disease.
Yes.
Got a bad case of trig.
Yeah.
Here, now, this you will never hear from the Trump administration.
Okay.
This is a phrase that makes people respect you. I respect your privacy.
That's not
never going to hear that.
No, you will never hear that.
No.
Just some text coming in about the weapon baby names.
Mm-hmm.
My son goes to school with a renegade.
Oh, God.
Shooter McGavin from Happy Gilmore.
Well, yes.
I have a cousin named Ruger.
Named after a candy.
I know a Gage.
Oh, yeah,
says
Gage.
Here.
That's
I know Gage. We all know Gage.
We all
Gage
know
Frohr.
Yeah.
No weapon-inspired baby
Gage
names.
is also an old term for a marijuana cigarette.
That's true.
Give me a Gage,
Hope
man.
you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
Oh, yes. Beastie Boys, because, well, it was yesterday, not on this day. 13 years ago, Adam passed away.
He died 13 years
13
ago.
years.
Wow.
Time flies, as they say.
Yeah.
It's like when I figured out that my mom's been dead for 20 years.
20 years?
Yeah. 20 years. Blow me away. Anyway, we're going to play Beat Gina, but we need a contestant. 877-602-9696. I think what we need to do is place the prize inside of a Radio from Hell coffee mug.
Let me tell you what the prize is. The Daybreak Home and Garden Show is happening May 16th through the 18th at the new Daybreak Field in South Jordan. The Daybreak Home and Garden Show offers demos, vendors, seminars, project inspirations for everything in your home, inside and out. You can learn more about it at x96.com. And what do you need from your home? How about a Radio from Hell mug? You need that for your home.
Yeah, the new one. The new one's really nice.
We'll put those tickets inside the mug.
The blue and yellow edition on a white mug. Looks good.
I call them the Ukraine mug.
Oh,
it's the Ukraine colors.
Sure. 877-602-9696. Call, play, win. It is time for Beat Gina.
Yes, it is time for Beat Gina. And I'm Johnny Ola, the Beat Gina announcer. And before we begin the game, I have a personal story about today's sponsor.
Okay.
I was worried when our daughter's teacher told Mrs. Ola and I that little Sally Ola was restless in school and couldn't seem to concentrate. Well, Mrs. Ola and I asked Sally what was the matter, and she complained of itching. Well, Mrs. Ola asked one of her friends about it, and she said it might be caused by impure toilet tissue and recommended Scott tissue. So I brought home some Scott tissue. It looked very pure and soft, and in a few days, little Sally's trouble had entirely disappeared. It turns out that harsh tissue can sometimes cause serious inflammation.
Ooh.
Especially women and girls need a soft, highly absorbent tissue like Scott. Scott tissue in your bathroom protects the health of every member of your family.
Ooh.
Scott tissue, soft as old linen.
Oh.
And who doesn't like wiping with old linen?
What?
There's a picture of little Sally right there.
Oh, there we go.
And now, here's a man who always insists on old linen.
Yes.
Your host, Kerry Jackson.
Insist on old linen.
Well, antique linen.
Oh.
You know, it's antique. All right, the randomizer has picked a contestant. It looks like you'll be playing against Rick today. Gina, Rick.
Hi,
Are
Rick.
you there?
Hey.
Hi, Rick. We're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you the advantage in the game if you call it correctly. Heads or tails?
Heads.
Heads.
Heads? All right, let's see what happens. It is tails. That means Gina goes first. First question is for Gina to answer on her own without any interference from you, Rick.
Don't get in the way, Rick.
It's multiple
Just keep it zipped.
Multiple choice pop culture trivia. If she gets it correct, she gets the point. If not, well, Rick was paying attention, and he'll answer the question correctly and steal your point away, Gina. And we'll go back and forth till one of you gets 3 points. Where would you like to start, Rick?
No, it's Gina.
I know, but I'm letting Rick choose. Office trivia, Wonder Woman trivia, or Michelle Pfeiffer trivia?
Ooh, office trivia.
Office trivia. All right, here we go. We shall begin. Gina?
Mm-hmm.
Which of Angela's cats did Dwight kill?
Okay.
Which of Angela's cats did Dwight kill? Was it 1, Meatwad?
Mm-hmm.
Was it 2, Treason? Was it 3, Waffles? Or 4, Sprinkles?
Waffles?
Oh.
No?
There you go, Rick.
Throw you off, Rick.
Sprinkles?
There you go.
Sprinkles is correct.
Point for Rick, and he controls the question.
Rick? Who was Pam engaged to before Jim? Who was Pam engaged to before Jim? Was it 1, Andy? Was it 2, Roy? Was it 3, Winston? Or was it 4, Egon?
Roy.
Roy. Wow.
Yes.
Oh,
Good
man.
heavens.
2-0.
Just burning up the joint.
Back to Gina.
Gina?
Yes.
What song does Kevin start singing on the bus on the way to Lake Scranton on beach day?
Okay.
Kevin starts singing this song. Is it 1, Throne of Bone by the Pagan Ravens King Electric Church of Burning Witch Lords?
Could be.
Was it 2, Fever Dog by Stillwater?
Could be.
Was it 3, The Gambler by Kenny Rogers? Or 4, You Make Me Feel Like Dancing by Leo Sayer?
See, I don't know, and those last two are both funny. They are both funny.
Hey, guess what? They're both funny.
I'm going to say The Gambler.
Gambler is correct.
All right, that's 1 point for Gina. We go back to Rick. Rick, if you get this one right,
yes,
you win the game.
Rick, where did Jim and Pam get engaged?
You're giving him all the easy office questions.
Do you know this one?
Yes.
Well, then you better get it right, Kevin. Where did Jim and Pam get engaged?
Rick.
Rick.
Kevin's on the bus.
I'm confused now. All right. Where did Jim and Pam get engaged, Rick? Was it 1, at her dead father's funeral? Was it 2, the Pepperoni manufacturing plant in Spanish Fork? 3, in the storage closet? Or 4, at a gas station?
Was it a storage closet?
Storage closet is your answer?
No.
Terribly sorry, no.
Gina?
The gas station.
Gas station is correct.
Ties it up, and Gina, you could win on this.
Oh, look
All
at
right.
that. Look at that.
Look at that. We are out of office trivia.
Okay.
So we're moving on to you choose Wonder Woman or Michelle Pfeiffer trivia.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Michelle Pfeiffer trivia. Here we go. Her first job ever was at Disneyland. What was the job that Michelle Pfeiffer did at Disneyland? Was it 1, she killed the mice that lived in the shrubs around the Matterhorn? Was it 2, Walt's personal cigarette girl? 3, as a performer playing Alice from Alice in Wonderland at the Main Street Electrical Parade? Or was it 4, Tinkerbell flying from the Matterhorn to the castle on a harness and wire?
I will go with Alice.
Alice is correct.
And Gina wins the game, Rick. Sorry.
Didn't see that coming, did
And
you?
now you have to sing The Gambler.
No. Oh,
what? Gina?
Bound for nowhere. Met up with
Gina?
What? Oh, sorry.
Are you going to give Rick the tickets anyway?
Sure, why not?
All right.
Rick, hang on the line. Give you those tickets.
Listen, I've got to get home. Mrs. Ola just called and said, I need to bring home some old linen.
Ooh. All right. Big Boy News now brought to you by.
Is your AC ready for summer? When was the last time you had your air conditioner serviced?
Huh?
Stay cool all summer long with a tune-up and save money on your energy bills with a free smart thermostat from our friends at Larson HVAC and Plumbing. Visit larsonhvac.com/X96 for details.
Sean Combs going into the Manhattan federal courtroom today as jury selection begins in his criminal trial. The 5-count indictment overlaps with some of the dozens of accusations and lawsuits alleging Combs raped, abused, drugged, violently assaulted both men and women, as well as children under the young ages 10, or as young as the age of 10, over the course of several decades. Those civil lawsuits have not been litigated yet. There very well may be spillover, and a lot of it, but there'll be separate proceedings, explained New York criminal defense attorney Jeremy Saland. What you say in one is going to be admissible in another, and that story is going to be out. The Combs indictment was unsealed September 17 last year on federal charges of racketeering, sex trafficking, transportation to engage in prostitution. It's being heard in a federal court rather than a state court, at least in part because of some of the allegations have taken place across state lines. The original 14-page indictment paints a dramatic picture of Combs striking, punching, dragging, throwing objects at, kicking women. Prosecutors allege he drugged women, kept explicit videos of them, threatened them. The government says he even monitored victims' medical records and controlled what they wore and where they lived. They allege his abuse was at times verbal, emotional, physical, and sexual, including manipulating women to participate in highly orchestrated sex performances with male sex workers. I would predict that this man is going to go to prison for the rest of his life. I read the a whole account of it in the New York Times. They went into a lot of detail, and
Yeah, even if only some of it is true, that's enough.
It's enough, yeah.
But I suspect most of it is true.
A man who spent more than 50 years in prison in connection with a string of rapes that terrorized Salt Lake City's Sugar House neighborhood has died. Ronald Dale Easthope, once referred to as the Sugar House rapist, died April 25. A family member confirmed he was 79. He'd been living in a care facility, according to the State Board of Pardons and Parole, which issued him a conditional release last December. Before that, he'd served most of the previous 53 years in prison. Easthope had admitted to committing 8 rapes during a 4-month period in 1970 and 71, all but one of them in the Sugar House area. Easthope would break into a victim's home while she slept, assault her at gunpoint, often wearing a mask or a nylon stocking over his face. He was calm and cool and knew exactly what he was doing, said Captain W.M. Stoller of the Salt Lake Police, when his detectives were still pursuing the case in 71. Police arrested the 24-year-old Easthope in 1971 after 5 victims picked him out of a lineup. 3 of the victims started crying when they identified Easthope, the Tribune reported at the time. He was in prison for most of 53 years. He was granted a parole in 1981. He got out, raped a 17-year-old girl, and was arrested immediately because he told a friend of his about it. Guess what I did? Went back to prison. And, yeah, what a strange story. But he made it to 79 and died in a care facility. Small but mighty crowd at the Utah State Capitol on Saturday, with residents showing up to participate in the Save Our Land, Save Our Parks protest. The movement works to protect public land. However, Saturday's protest was meant to highlight indigenous voices. I feel like our voices are silenced. We are not heard, said organizer Nizoni Guthrie. Ms. Guthrie organized the event because she wanted to discuss important topics within her community, especially with recent actions from the federal government. Our land is being taken away year by year, all the time, and being sold for oil, uranium, coal. I think it's important that we find ethical resources rather than take from the earth, she said. Speaking of all of that, darn it, I don't have it. There's a story about the Great Salt Lake, but I seem to have not put it in this news. We'll move on to this. Air traffic controller is warning that Newark Liberty International Airport, a major airport, is unsafe for travelers due to staff shortages, according to MSNBC correspondent Tom Costello. He said, it's not safe. It's not a safe situation for the flying public, said Costello said of his conversation with the air traffic controller, which he described as really an incredible statement, unsolicited. He just said that to me. He said, don't fly into Newark. Avoid Newark at all costs. Flights to and from that busy airport just outside New York have been plagued by delays with the Federal Aviation Administration. They said that's being caused by a shortage of air traffic controllers. And because of the shortage of air traffic controllers, I think it was United Airlines, one of the majors, and I'm pretty sure it was United, said they were having to cut back on flights because there aren't enough air traffic controllers. Donald Trump sparked outrage when he posted an AI-rendered image of himself dressed as the Pope, coming less than a week after he had attended Pope Francis's funeral.
Just died.
He doesn't have any sense of decency in the slightest.
No.
The picture was also shared by the official White House account.
Isn't that funny?
Or as Colin Jost put it, says that means he went to the funeral, saw an open casket, and decided to do a who wore it better.
It says, it's controversial image. It is not. It is so disrespectful and not funny.
No,
said one commenter on X. Trump, you have lost your mind, said another.
Now I understand that Catholics pretty much everywhere are upset, except for the ones here. They're not, and here they're not saying anything. But around the world, apparently Catholics are
as
pretty
they
upset.
should be.
There's a viral video out there of Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman.
Yeah, what's up with him?
I think he's not well.
What did he do? I haven't seen this.
There's a video of him arguing with a pilot on a plane, standing next to him after asking Fetterman if his seatbelt was on. And he said, yes, it's on. It's under my shirt. And he said, well, it's got to be visible throughout the flight. Well, that's not an us thing. That's the federal regulation, the pilot says. Fetterman's words could not be heard clearly, but he keeps arguing with the pilot rather than And I think what happened is the flight attendant had to go get the pilot.
Yeah, the pilot was telling him, we're not taking off until you put on your seatbelt.
He'd put it on, and then he'd put his sweatshirt on over it. And he said, we have to be able to see that you have it on.
Apparently, though, Fetterman has been
doing other weird
stuff. Like he bought a gun, and it's
How much
a whole
longer does he have on his?
Oh, he's just started.
Yeah, he just started.
An FBI boss, the FBI boss, what's his name? Kash Patel.
Yeah.
Reportedly, he's been visible at nightclubs far more than he has been on the 7th floor of the Hoover building.
Yep.
And let's see.
He's working from home. He's working from Las Vegas.
Former FBI assistant director said that his name is Figluzzi. He was the assistant director for counterintelligence at the FBI. He's now a columnist and contributor for NBC News, frequently critiquing the Trump administration. On Friday, he told MSNBC host Jonathan Lemire that his connection at the FBI revealed the chaos under Patel, including his party animal persona. Figliuzzi said that Patel frequents nightclubs more than he does the 7th floor of the Hoover building. There are reports that daily briefings to him have been changed from every day to maybe twice weekly. Figliuzzi explained that Patel's absence is a blessing and a curse.
Yeah, I was going to say it's
due to his lack of experience. So in a way, it's nice to not have him there. But
he's apparently been using the FBI jet for flights from Vegas to Washington.
And Root, the box turtle, is missing a front foot. He gets around pretty well in his enclosure at the Museum of Natural History in Nova Scotia because the enclosure is covered in wood chips.
Okay.
And so he can get around pretty well with only 3 feet. But Root, so the bottom of his shell, they like to let him out a few times a week to enrich his life. He can go to and explore other areas.
Mm-hmm.
But because he has missing a foot, the bottom of his shell.
There he is.
X96.com/live
is getting worn. So they made him a foot out of a Lego.
Well, look, no, it looks like they made him a little
wheeled.
Oh,
yeah.
that's what they first did.
So it's like a skateboard strapped to his.
They attached some wheels with some adhesive tape, which was less than ideal. After a Lego exhibit at the museum, a staff member was inspired. They created a modular Lego platform with wheels. That's what that is. And added a small dog harness. And the box turtle was off and running or rolling, as the case may be. Root can now explore the museum without damaging his shell because he goes around on this little cart that is strapped to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's having fun. That kind of, you can tell that there's a kind of there's a personality there.
Sure. He's adorable.
Yeah. All right, that's it.
Sports, weather, traffic.
Well, the conclave to elect the new pope is just days away, and bettors are laying down their wages.
People are betting on this.
Oh, they always do.
Who will be chosen. Not just who will be chosen, but the papal name, nationality, even the number of voting rounds it will take. Vatican Cardinal Secretary of State Pietro Parolin is a 15-8 favorite, slightly better than the 2-1 odds to become the next pontiff. He's a native of Italy, so you can bet on him. Whether the Pope will come from Italy or another country like Carlos Luis San Antonio Tagle, 67 from the Philippines. He's been dubbed the Asian Francis. Maybe you want to go Asian Francis on this.
Okay.
There's one from Ghana. Maybe you want to bet on.
That guy is really conservative, apparently.
Yeah.
And so it wouldn't surprise me if he's the one. But would he be the first black
Yes.
Pope?
Yes.
And then there's one Pizza Bala.
Yeah. Once the new pope accepts, he'll be asked to choose a name. If you've seen the movie Conclave, you can see all this in there.
Yeah.
The odds on the new name?
Eddie.
No, either Leo or Pius. Those are the front runners. Believe it or not, $12 million in bets have been placed on all of these pope.
Any idea which Pius it would be?
Pope Pius the whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like when it was
there have been other Piuses.
Like the last Pope John was Pope John the 23rd.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So place your bets, everybody.
What?
Place your bets.
All right.
That's sports. Weather. So these showers, 80% chance off and on. I was looking at the hourly forecast, and it looks like as the day goes on, better chance of showers happening. Even some thunderstorms could be possible. 80% chance today. 60% chance tomorrow. 65 for a high today, overnight low 48. Tomorrow, 64. And then we start to warm up for the rest of the week, it looks like. Traffic in Tooele looks like it's getting better. Heard from friends of the program about I-80, both east and westbound. Crash eastbound Tooele, pulled to the right shoulder. Slowage is due to Curiosity Stairs. Should be cleared up soon. Crash westbound, nearly cleared up. Doesn't seem to be impeding traffic there, so thank you for that. Crash northbound I-15 at the SR-92 exit in Utah County. Crash southbound I-15 Main Street, North Salt Lake. Looks like that's about it. Whatever else you're seeing, please share with us, and I will pass it along. 33986 is where you do that.
All right. Thank you very much. We will take a break. We'll be back after these with some geek news for you. Oh, and the Mother's Day contest.
Yes.
We're going to do that in the next break as well. Also, just after 9 o'clock, it's the Boner Recap game. Easy to play, easy to win. All coming up. Stand by.
Listen to
It's often said that the people of Utah speak a language all their own. It's a language that's often confusing and even incomprehensible to newcomers here in the Beehive State. So, Radio from Hell presents a handy guide to help everyone understand how the natives speak. It's the Utah word of the day. And today's word is...
Moan. M-O-A-N, moan. And now here's the mayor of Mona, Utah, Don Criddle, and his son, Denver Criddle, to use this Utah word in a sentence. The mayor has just returned home from a meeting of the Mona Town Council where the big discussion concerned the town's cremation policy and how it affects the Mona Cemetery. Again, the word is moan.
Hi, Daddy. How was the council meeting? What was the big topic of discussion tonight? Did you have to pound the gavel, Daddy? Did you have to have the sergeant at arms throw somebody out of the meeting? It's usually that old Bob Spooner that causes all the trouble. Did you have to throw Bob Spooner out again?
Well, whereas Councilman Spooner can somewhat be argumentative on occasion, tonight he was just the very model of how a Mona councilman should conduct himself. I think he was being civil because he wants to get buried on top of his wife, and he wants everybody to know that he's there.
Can people do that? Get buried after they die on top of somebody?
Well, you can't be buried on top of anybody or any other place before you die, son.
Silly Daddy, I know that. I just didn't know that you could put extra bodies in one hole.
Well, the Mona ordinance dealing with the interment of cremated people states that we allow 2 to 3 cremation burials on top of a family member who was buried at the cemetery.
Does it have to be a family member? Because I'd really like to have my ashes put on top of my 5th grade teacher. I really liked Mrs. Oliver.
It has to be a family member. And thanks for not caring enough for your parents to be put on top of one of us.
I'm sorry, Daddy. I just didn't want you and Mama to fight over which one of you I would be dumped on.
Well, be that as it may, the real issue at the council was of grave markers, you see. Right now, here the ordinance says that you can only have one marker or headstone per grave. So old Spooner, well, he says, when they put my ashes in there with Elva, nobody's going to know I'm there.
Well, that don't seem right.
No, it don't seem right, because it ain't right. So the council decided that we will keep it if you have 2 or 3 cremated folks added to one grave, and then they can each have a marker so folks will know who all is in there. But the markers have to be them flat ones.
Well, why do they have to be flat, Daddy?
Because of all the grass that's got to get mowed. When they get out there, mown, the mowers just go right over the top of them flat markers. Mown all that grass, as tough as it is. Well, I don't need their maintenance crews. I don't need them maintenance crews making moaning and all that about all the hard work they do.
Join us again some other time as we examine how the Utah natives speak with the Utah word of the day.
All right. Do we want to do the Mother's Day?
Yeah, let's do that right here. X96 and Harmon's have your Mother Day shopping covered. Listen all week long to us, Radio from Hell. Also, Artie Fufkin and Todd Newcomb to win a prize from one of our great Mother's Day sponsors. Plus, enter our web contest at x96.com to win the grand prize. The grand prize is one of each daily prizes. How that goes. A $250 Harmon's gift card. Today's daily prize from Harmon's. Text the word Harmon's, Harmons, Harmons to 33986 now to win.
Well, thank you.
Simple as that.
Yep.
And give it to Mom. Don't keep it for yourself.
Don't. Yes.
Mother, do you think they'll drop the bomb?
There you go. I didn't have a music bed ready. I'm sorry.
Or you could take the gift card and buy your mom something at Harmon's. You could do that, too. But this is for Mom.
Honest, my mom wanted $250 worth of beer.
Yes.
She did.
Ice cream sandwiches.
Ooh, I'd like that.
All right. Geek News now brought to you by.
Well, we'll just say text Harmon's to 33986 now to win.
All right. I suppose I'm obligated to talk about Star Wars.
Well, I guess.
You're expected to.
What with today being Revenge of the 5th.
Mm-hmm.
Not May the 4th be with
it was
you?
yesterday.
Okay.
Well, I wore a Star Wars shirt today, which I
did,
don't.
yeah.
I don't very often.
That's a secret Star
It's a
Wars
secret.
shirt.
You don't, unless you're
It's
paying
kinda
attention.
stealth.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I like about it. Unless you're looking right at it, you don't see it's a Star Wars shirt. I do have a recommendation though for your Star Wars Day. Go to your Disney Plus.
Okay.
Of course, that's where all your Star Wars is. But go to your Disney Plus, and they have a banner at the top, and it'll say May the 4th, different stuff on it.
Okay.
Click on that.
All right.
And then go down a couple of notches to Rise of the Resistance and Galaxy's Edge. Each one of these is a walkthrough with no people. It's someone just with a camera, very professionally done, who goes on the Rise of the Resistance ride and shows you all the stuff. So you get to go on the ride without going on the ride.
Pretend you're there by yourself.
Yeah, that's good.
And then there's another one that's a walkthrough of Galaxy's Edge, the whole Star Wars land, with no people. They must have done it at like 3 in the morning when no one was around. But that was, I found, very enjoyable yesterday. I just happened upon it. Also, Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run in 2026 is going to be a whole new ride. That's an existing ride right now. And the new story will visit Tatooine, Cloud City, the wreckage of the second Death Star, and Coruscant. But it's not just one ride. There will be multiple paths you can take, and it all depends on whoever is playing the part of the engineer. When you get on the ride, it's 4 people.
Okay.
2 pilots,
Okay.
engineer, and a gunner.
Okay.
Engineer doesn't usually have anything to do.
Okay.
Well, now the engineer gets to decide where you go.
So this is going to make you want to ride the ride multiple times to have different adventures.
Which is exactly what's going on now. People ride it once and go, It's a big video game. And also it cycles people through really quick because there are multiple pods.
So go back through and try it again.
Go back through and try it again. Now, that's not going to happen until May of 2026 when The Mandalorian and Grogu, the movie, premieres. And part of the ride will be the engineer gets to interact with Grogu.
Oh, cute.
Mandalorian and Grogu are going on this mission with you. It's all part of Smuggler's Run. It's going to bring new life to the ride, which is interesting because Star Tours, it stayed the same for years. Smuggler's Run just opened a few years ago, and now they're changing the ride. I think it's a good idea.
They can refresh it a lot then, sounds like.
You know, and I think they could also refresh Rise of the Resistance. You could make that Darth Vader instead of Kylo Ren. You could do all that. Anyway, if you want to feel like you're living in Star Wars, here's a little something for you. New merch. Of course, people talk about the new Lego sets and all the toys and everything that they release on May the 4th because of this. But this is one that Disney is not really promoting a lot, but I think maybe you ought to look at. Developed by robotics company Piaga Fast Forward, it's the G1T4 mini droid. And we got a picture of it right there. It's referred to as dependable and eager to please.
It follows you around?
Limited edition of their cargo robot, inspired by R2-D2, even though it's bright yellow. It features Bluetooth speakers to stream music, cameras and sensors that let it ID and follow its owner around, and a cargo bin that can hold up to 20 pounds of items, so it could carry your beer.
Yeah.
Runtime of 7 hours, companion app for iOS and Android, G1TA or whatever you want to name it. It'll make you feel like you're living in a Star Wars. And for the price only of $2,875.
That's a deal.
Of course, for shipping and handling, it's more like $3,100. But you can see it now at the Disney Store in Times Square, now through tomorrow.
It won't play video of "Help Me, Obi-Wan, You're My Only Hope." It won't do that.
Maybe you could program it to.
But it will. But it will follow you around.
It will. It knows who its owner is.
That's
it recognizes you. So there's some Star Wars news for you. And finally, this. Yes, Gina, you're getting Roadhouse 2.
So another Jake Gyllenhaal Roadhouse.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're getting another one. But this one's directed by Guy Ritchie.
Oh, British Roadhouse?
No, it'll be Roadhouse.
Okay. I wouldn't mind British Roadhouse.
No, it's just the director is British. That's all. But you know,
he knows how to do action stuff.
He certainly does. So there you go. All right.
I mean, y'all were reporting that things were better in Tooele. The UDOT doesn't agree with you. They still have like red and black alerts coming through. So if you could text me and let me know if you're having problems there, that would be great. Maybe this is just residual slowdowns and the accidents are cleared up. Not quite sure. So let me know. 33986 is where you do that.
All right. Thank you very much. We're going to take a break, play a song. After that song, of course, it is the Boner Recap Game. Easy to play, easy to win. Just tell us who won the boner this morning. And if you were listening, you know the answer right away. If you weren't listening, you could guess. You might guess. Well, I don't know. I'd cheat.
I would.
Go to x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Voting, Boners, May 5th, 2025. Click on there, and it'll say winner next to the winner. What is our prize for today?
Well, we have the fabulous Radio from Hell chicken bucket. Does not contain chicken, but does contain fabulous prizes that Katie will find, and one of those will be a Radio from Hell diner-style mug.
And remember, when you're done getting the prizes out of the chicken bucket, it makes a wonderful hat.
Yeah? We'll find stuff from our desks and put in the chicken bucket, along with the mug and other prizes. 877-602-9696. Call, play, win the Boner Recap Game after some messages and a song. Yes, Harmon's for Mother's Day.
Why don't you, there's still time to order, I think, flowers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sure.
For Mother's Day from Harmon's. You just call up your local Harmon's and
go to their website is the best way to do it.
That's good. What is it? Harmon's
Harmon'sGrocery.com.
Harmon'sGrocery.com.
And you can order a pre-made arrangement or a custom bouquet. But you can do that, or just go into any Harmon's. They have a great flower selection all the time there.
And there's probably one pretty close to you. I was amazed. There are 20 locations. Bob Harmon told us on Friday. So the flowers are beautiful, but brunch items for Mother's Day as well. The great fresh cinnamon rolls made by their artisan bakers with real butter and cream cheese frosting, perfect for brunch for Mom. Maybe some croissants. Maybe she'd like that with some. You could buy some of that expensive butter and some jam.
Oh, yum.
Oh, man. So anything you need for Mother's Day, you could find it at your local Harmon's grocery store.
Missed a morsel.
I have a list here if you guys want.
An actual?
I would love a list.
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
So we did Hello, Yeah, What a few minutes ago where folks were calling in. And sometimes when we do that feature, people call in with baby names. And they say, right. we're having a kid, and here we want to run some names by you. which we appreciate it when you do that. We can hopefully help alleviate a lot of childhood trauma by steering you away from a bad name.
We know what's a good name and what's a bad name.
Mm-hmm. Well, this list is baby names from the early 1900s that no one uses anymore, and maybe it's time for them to
bring them back.
Bring them back.
Is Elmer on the list?
Let's find out.
Okay.
Number 1 on the list, Mildred.
Mildred is a very old-fashioned name. I don't object to it, but
it was a top 10 name back in 1900. There are no new Mildreds anymore.
Colonel Potter's wife.
I'm not sure how I feel about Mildred.
How about Ethel? How do you feel about Ethel?
Still not even
Still
sure
not
about
great?
Ethel.
I don't mind it. It is old-fashioned.
Gladys.
That I don't care for that.
Out of all those,
because here's the reason. My grandfather had was it his aunt, I think, someone in the family that he didn't like, and he always referred to her as glad ass.
And that's so that's a good example of how we work through names so kids don't get made fun of.
Glad ass.
Clarence. When was the last time you ran into a Clarence?
Yeah, no, I don't know one. And I don't care for that too much.
Bessie. Now, we have a history with Bessie.
Bessie, yeah.
The milk beast.
The milk beast. And more often you think of cows named Bessie, but people named.
I would maybe.
No?
Boy, I'm just not sure about any
so
of these.
So far, no?
Yeah.
Bertha.
No.
Bertha, that's,
No,
it's just too old-fashioned.
I grew up, there was an old German lady in the town, Bertha Darter. What's her name? Bless her, she was nice. But,
you can't picture a little kid.
Yeah, to me, it's
Bertha
always...
starts kindergarten next year. You don't...
Exactly,
See, I kind of like Ethel starts kindergarten next year.
Ethel.
How about Earl?
Earl, sure.
There are no little kids named Earl.
Earl's a good. Yeah, go with Earl.
Earl's solid.
Yeah.
Name a girl.
Earl, how you doing, Earl?
Well, how do you like my nice green suit?
Gertrude.
Boy, that's
you
tough.
Call her Gert.
Gertie.
Gert or Gertie.
Cute.
Yeah. Okay.
That's kind of cute, I guess.
Herbert.
Herb.
Well, you'd be Herb, yeah.
Yeah, Herb.
Or Herb.
Oh, here's Elmer, Bill.
Elmer's there?
Yeah, that's a tough one.
That is hard.
Is Ralph on the list?
This says if you choose Elmer, expect to get a lot of glue jokes in the future.
Yeah, stay away from Elmer, yeah.
Agnes.
Agnes.
My girlfriend, Agnes.
Minnie. I feel like Minnie's come back.
An old coworker of ours is married to a woman named Agnes.
That's true.
She's beautiful.
Minnie, it'd be good.
Minnie?
I like Minnie.
Minnie Driver?
Sure.
Minnie the Moocher?
Blanche.
No, Blanche, I think, is acceptable now because of the resurgent popularity of Golden Girls.
But I don't see baby Blanche.
I went to school with a girl her name was Blanche Belliston.
That's kind of a pretty name.
Which I thought was nice.
Thelma.
I like Thelma.
That's going to make a comeback because of this cartoon.
No, that's Velma with a V.
Oh, that's right. It's Velma.
Yeah.
Lloyd. You never meet any little boys named Lloyd anymore?
I had an uncle named Lloyd, and he was a bit thick, but Lloyd.
Bernard.
Or Bernard.
Bernie. Or Bernard. Yeah.
Bernard,
yes.
Bernard, that's all right.
Yeah, sure.
Fanny.
No.
Ooh, that's tough.
No.
Stay out of England.
Yeah, no. Bernice.
Bernice. I called you Bernice. That's funny. I saw a picture of Abe Vigoda yesterday, and the first thing when I saw his picture, I went, "Yes, Bernice." That was in my head.
Just in your head.
Those are both from Agnes and
Agnes. Yes,
from that
because Inspector what's his name's
Barney
wife
Miller?
was Agnes. Yes.
And finally, Milton.
Milton? I'm okay with Milton.
Milt?
It's kind of high class sounding if you use the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's, Milton, he's off to kindergarten now.
Somebody says, I have fifth grader named Ralph and kindergartners named Mildred. There's a little girl in my neighborhood named Agatha.
Agatha?
I wonder if you're going to get that from
the
WandaVision.
WandaVision show.
I'm sure they call her Aggie.
Well, then they come with a theme song. It was Agatha all along.
Our dog's named Mildred. You named your dog Mildred?
Mildred?
Metal Shop Mark's grandmother's Mildred.
Oh, Agnes is Skinner's mother on The Simpsons.
That's right.
Agatha. I don't know.
See, the names in my family. My mother's name was an odd name that you never hear much anymore. Nola.
Nola, yeah.
You don't find Nolas anymore.
No.
Well, and you don't find my mother's name anywhere. Elma.
Even in Utah?
Elma.
Isn't that a Utah name?
I think it's gone.
Oh.
I think she
Elma.
was the last and took it with her. Took it with her to the grave, Elma. And you don't have my grandmother's name. She took it to the grave,
What's
too.
her?
That's a good one.
Zana.
Zana.
That's a cool name.
Zana?
Sounds well.
Z-O-N-N-A.
If you're for Zana, it sounds like you're from another planet.
Zana. So, yeah.
I have Grandma Fern.
Yeah, that's pretty old-fashioned.
Marjorie.
Marge.
Oh, Marge.
Anita.
You don't do Marge because it's large Marge.
No.
You don't.
Oh,
Nita, yeah.
Anita.
Nita, I liked.
Yeah.
We knew Anita, didn't we? Nita.
We
knew a girl named Nita.
Nita, yeah. Who is the...
N-I-T-A.
Yeah.
She's blonde.
I can't
I
remember.
thought she was a friend of yours.
Uh-uh.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe.
It's in there somewhere.
It's in there somewhere. In the brain.
So, but if you're having kids, if you've decided that's something you want to do, check with us with their names before.
Maybe that's our expo tomorrow. Is the tell us about your strange family names.
Although, before you even get to the name part, just maybe rethink the thing about having kids.
Yeah.
We need human capital stock, Bill. You can't
that's right.
discourage people from
We need
having
workers.
children.
That's right. We need
Human
workers.
capital stock.
The human capital stock has to be
You'd enjoyed another list
replenished.
with Radio from Hell on X96.
Carrie in Mapleton shares my affection for that specific Billy Idol song because it features Steve Stevens very prominently, and it's his birthday today.
He's the guitar player.
Yes, in Mapleton.
In Mapleton. All right.
It's his birthday everywhere, not just Mapleton.
Not just Mapleton. Oh, okay.
But, you know.
All right.
They celebrate it big in Mapleton.
Sure.
Parade and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Steve Steven parade.
Yeah.
Is it time for the boner recap?
It is.
Then I would assume that there's somebody who wants to win the prize.
Looks like Anissa is here.
Is that right, Anissa?
Or Anissa? Or...
Anissa?
It's Anissa.
Anissa.
Yes.
Hi,
I'm
Anissa.
here.
Yes, you are. What are you doing today?
Oh, my God. I have to work the late shift this week, so I'm going to start work in about half an hour.
Oh. And what does that mean, the late shift? How long do you have to work?
You know, I have to work 9:30 to 6 this week, which really stinks. It's usually 7:30 to 4.
Oh.
But,
what do you do?
Yep. I help people have access to their life-saving medications, so like cancer drugs, rheumatology drugs. Yeah, in fact, I was thinking of you the other day, Bill, because I work with all of those biologic drugs, and I know exactly what happened to you.
I don't.
As a manufacturer.
So can you? Well, this is a topic for another time, I guess. But I just don't. I don't understand what the process is of the drug company saying, okay, if you can make these then we'll pay the rest of the
It's
bill.
a coupon.
For you. A coupon. I don't get who makes money on this.
Well, it's the drug companies are making money hand over fist because of what they charge for those drugs.
Yeah.
But everybody's making money on it. The insurance doesn't have to pay as much because there's a coupon that's available. And the only thing you have to be eligible for the copay program is going to be a commercial insurance plan.
Oh, man. Well, it's life-saving, wonderful work that you're doing, Anissa. Thank you for doing that. And I think we're just going to give you the prize anyway.
But we should recap it just so people know what happened.
Now,
let's do it anyway.
Did you hear the boner candidates earlier?
I did, and I think it was that dadgum Phil McGraw.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it was.
Thank you, Oprah.
It was called
Winfrey.
"Thanks, Oprah," for bringing us Dr. Phil, who just gushed in front of Trump about. It's like you could if I'd been there, I would have done one of those things where you stick your finger in your mouth like to make yourself
a gag
all the way down your throat, and then I would have thrown up on him.
Yeah, so that was the winner. You're absolutely right. The other two were good. The guy,
they were good.
The guy who flew the plane between the skiers and almost
Good heavens!
And then the jailers in Georgia who misplaced a convicted killer for 12 hours. That was pretty stupid. But you're right.
Get it, man.
It was number one, and you win, Anissa. We're going to give you a Radio from Hell chicken bucket, which does not contain actual chicken, but it will have all kinds of stuff in it. And then remember, it makes a great hat once you take the stuff out of it.
Well, I got to tell you, I'm going to wear it as a hat because it reminds me of Buckethead. I love Buckethead.
Yeah, and listen, so I think when people win the chicken bucket, it behooves them. You need to take a picture of yourself wearing it as a hat and send it in to us, and we'll make a little gallery of people wearing chicken buckets.
Oh, I'm in.
All right.
I'm in. I'll take a picture of it on my husband's head, too, for y'all.
Excellent, Anissa. Thanks. Hang on the line, and Katie will chat with you for a second about how you can get your chicken bucket.
There we go. All right, leave it to guy in the chat room to find this. Adrian Few Berman, a pharmacology and physiology professor at Georgetown University Medical Center, said these programs are a way for pharmaceutical companies to deflect attention from high drug prices and bolster their reputation. Depending on how much they say the drug is worth, it can actually be worthwhile for them to have a bigger tax deduction than it costs them to produce the drug.
Really?
It's
a crime,
and I have two of them. I have that one that's the allergy medication, and then I've been getting a shot in my eyeball again. And what it says I owe for one of those shots is $2,400.
And that's like once a month or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Jeez.
Now,
but Mr. Hannity says we have the greatest healthcare system in the world.
The people at the doctor's, the eye doctor's office, one of the women who works there said, Just hang on. I'm going to take care of this.
Yeah.
And they go to bat for you, but
And it ain't your pharmacist that's getting rich.
No.
Even though they're doing most of the help and the work.
Yeah. And pharmacists, we talked about this on Friday, Gina. I think pharmacists are heroes. For the
Sure they are.
Because have you ever had them go to bat for you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, they just really say, look, let's see what we can do.
Yeah.
We'll make some calls. We'll figure this out. They're great.
You get a good pharmacist? Oh, hang on to them. Well, we will take a short break. We'll be back with some big boy news and opinioendo for you. We've got, Darren's coming in to talk about some shows. All that and more on the way. Stand by. Zero res, Gina.
Get your mom some carpet cleaning for Mother's Day.
Oh.
At least for me.
She'd love it.
I love a clean house.
Yeah.
And I love to not clean it. Let somebody else do it. Zero Res is a great way to spring clean, not just your carpets, but they'll do air duct cleaning. Yeah, if Bill's your allergies and stuff, getting your air ducts clean probably will help with that because you collect all kinds of dust and dirt and debris and particles, not just in your carpets, but your upholstery and your air ducts. I've had them at my house many times. I love what they do. One of the things I love that they do is their patented technology. They don't use detergents, so your carpets aren't all crunchy after you have them done, and they dry faster because they don't use soap. All of those things. I think sometimes people wait to clean their carpet because they think, oh, it's going to take a couple days to dry. No, it takes hours instead of days.
They won't clean my personal air ducts. Just the ones in the house.
3 rooms of carpet clean right now. Get a 4th absolutely free when you mention X96. Give them a call, 866-0RES, or go online at zerores.com.
You have a list?
A list? Okay.
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
This is old-fashioned manners that society has abandoned. And on this list, which is what made me think about it, removing your hat when you're indoors.
Yeah.
Now, Kerry makes a big show of putting on his hat every morning at the beginning of the show. But customarily, etiquette guides us to remove our hats upon entering indoor spaces. People don't do that.
And don't throw your hat on the bed. It's bad luck.
Well,
that's not etiquette. That's just common sense.
That's cowboy lore. You're supposed to not put the hat right side up. You can put the hat upside down on a bed, but not right side up.
Oh, okay.
Is a thing.
All right.
For some reason. Hand kissing.
Charmed.
Dating back to the 17th and 18th centuries, the ritual of hand kissing. You still do a hand kiss?
Not so much anymore since COVID, but I have been known to be a hand kisser.
Bill Allred, known hand kisser.
Yeah.
Addressing letters, dear sir or madam.
Well, it's better than hey you.
Hey.
Listen up, jerk.
There was a time you would only send professional emails during business hours. Do you remember this?
No,
yes.
I don't remember that.
There was a time where that was etiquette is one.
Yes.
I can't.
It was very brief.
Or on a Saturday or on a.
It was very brief.
I missed that. Sending thank you cards.
Yeah.
People don't do that anymore.
That's something everyone should be better at.
Yeah.
But.
And here's my favorite. Women remaining seated when being introduced. So
please don't get up.
No,
don't get up. No, you don't. Please.
Toasting with alcoholic beverages. Haven't you been somewhere when somebody's offering a toast and you're like, oh, you can't toast with water? That's bad luck.
Yeah.
But
I have never heard anybody say that.
I don't refer to it as bad luck. I refer to it as a waste of time.
Yeah.
The conventional norm gradually waned as time progressed, allowing space for a broader array of inclusive toasting alternatives, like sparkling cider or non-alcoholic.
Back to your email thing.
Yes.
Apparently, that email business hours thing, that is apparently law in France.
I like that law.
Yeah.
And it's email, not just mail.
Yeah.
It's
And
email.
between their their medicine, their hospitalization and everything, and that reason enough to move there.
And they have young gay prime minister.
And the food.
I'm going to start doing that. Just make sure I don't send any business email outside of 9 to 5.
It's funny, I don't. I don't think I do.
I probably do.
Not business email.
Or if you receive one, do you do this where you go, yeah, I read that, but I'm not going to do anything about it
I do
until
that all
Monday.
Yes, I do that all the time.
I think I'm not even going to open them.
You send me something Friday after 5 p.m., business-wise. I'm not going to touch it.
Don't even open it. Yeah, don't open it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other things on
That's
there?
it.
Oh, that's good.
All right.
We hope you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
$9:18 right now, and it is time for it's 9:19. Just clicked over. It's time for some big boy news and opinioendo, brought to you by...
Dive into Shark Summer at the Clark Planetarium. Experience the jaw-dropping IMAX film Shark Kingdom. Grab limited edition shark gear. Explore shark-themed fun for the whole family. All starts Memorial Day weekend and runs all summer. Don't miss it. Adventure is circling.
Marvel Studios Thunderbolts.
Yes, saw it.
Did you? Mm-hmm. $76 million in domestic ticket sales. Did well.
Yes.
According to studio estimates, Sunday kicking off the summer box office with a solid #1 debut that fell shy of Marvel's more spectacular launches, but still not bad.
How'd you like it?
I liked it a lot.
All eyes had been on whether Thunderbolts, a teaming of anti-hero rejects similar to the Avengers, could restore the Walt Disney Company's superhero factory to the kind of box office performance the studio once enjoyed regularly. The results were similar to the debut of The Eternals and Ant-Man and the Wasp, and it suggests that Marvel's, they still, they want those, some of the big ones made like $250 million.
Yeah.
That's what they want to go back to.
It's hard to compare.
Yeah. And word of mouth is so good on this one that I think that it's going to hold pretty steady.
I haven't heard anything negative about it at all.
And great scenes and credit scenes that'll get you excited for the next stuff.
So stick around.
Stick around, absolutely. And it's interesting because they got all these characters who are D-list essentially, and put them all together, and they're. I'm really surprised that people aren't complaining that there's too much talking.
Not enough action?
Because there is a lot of dialogue.
That's what I heard.
A lot of character exploration, and the character that, because it's such a complex character, the Sentry. I'm really.
Which one is that?
Well, he's Bob, is his name. Bob.
Yeah, Bob.
He's really a difficult character to crack.
Okay.
I mean, when I first read the Century comics, I was just like, there's no way they could make this into a movie. Well, they did it. They were able to do it.
Okay.
#2 on the list, Sinners.
Yes.
Really good. I saw that over the weekend. It's it's a bold movie. It's very bold. Like I don't know how you say, I'm just going to go for this and do this.
Mm-hmm. Go along with it?
And no, the director, he says, I'm going to do it this way.
Ryan Coogler.
Yeah, I'm going to do it this way. And it's about vampires, but it's about a lot more than vampires. And it takes about an hour to get to that point where you're going, okay, well, this is interesting. What's going on here? But it's excellent. Music is great. And the last scenes of the movie are very... they're just kind of moving and really nice, very sweet. Let's see. Then there was the Minecraft movie #3, and the rest
made ridiculous
money. A crazy amount of money.
And then the rest of them we just don't really care about. Oh, The Surfer came in at #10, so I'm kind of intrigued by that. And that's been actually getting pretty good reviews as it goes on. Here's a little story I ran across that I'm going to give to you now. These are German insults. German insults that are superior to all others. There's a book called Ode to German Words, and you can find all kinds of great German insults and phrases in this book. Here are just a couple that they pulled out. Muffensausen.
Muffensausen.
It's a noun. Literal translation, sleeve rattling. Muffensausen, meaning a sudden rush of fear or nervousness.
Well, like you got the shakes.
You got the shakes.
Okay.
And that makes your sleeve, you got Muffensausen.
Okay.
And here's Traumentanzer.
Okay.
Traumentanzer. Literal translation, dream dancer, meaning someone who lives in their own dream world. Can be used positively for dreamers and idealists or critically for people out of touch with reality. Here's Mondschein Prinzessin. That's sort of close. Mondscheinen Prinzessin. Yeah, that's what it is. Mondscheinen Prinzessin. Literal translation, moonlight princess. Usually you would be a Mondscheisen Prinzessin. Arsch mit Ohren. Arsch mit Ohren. Literal translation, ass with ears.
That's
meaning
you.
meaning a very blunt insult for somebody seen as extremely stupid, annoying, or just plain unbearable, essentially calling someone a walking butt.
That's
You got Arsch mit Ohren. And then this one, Orfigenscheit. Literal translation, slap in the face. A very unlikable or smug-looking face. Somebody who has a punchable
I
face.
want to wipe that smile off your face.
You know, you look at some people and say, it's got a punchable face.
But nobody ever said a bad word about Winston Churchill, did they?
No!
No, win was winning! Churchill!
Ode to German Words, it's called, if you want to look for it. One Mill Creek resident found a bag containing some memorabilia belonging to the Jason Bateman family after moving into their house in Mill Creek.
Really?
Jason Brannon moved into his Mill Creek home in October of 2023 when he noticed the bag. We thought, well, there's no way, right? There's no way this is the same Bateman family.
Yes,
as far as,
here.
oh, well, I didn't know that.
Yeah, my dad worked with Jason Bateman's dad. He was a TV producer, and Jason Bateman's dad actually produced a pilot for my dad, like a talk show kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah,
He says, as far as we know, the box in the bag was not there when we first did our walk around the place. We could be wrong. We're pretty sure we would have noticed something like that. But then on our second day, we were just doing another walk around. That's when we noticed a big red box and a big green bag. Inside the bag are personal history, photos, and handwritten letters that belong to the Bateman family. Brandon tried reaching out to Bateman's agents, but was unable to get a hold of them. The bag was forgotten about until a couple of days ago. He said, I was just going through my photos and found those pictures again and was like, oh, yeah, we never found anything with it, and it's still just sitting in our house. Brandon was skeptical it was Jason Bateman's family at first, and then he saw a specific newspaper clipping. He said, it was really shocking. We first opened it up. We saw that it was Bateman's, and obviously they didn't ring any crazy bells. That's when we came across the news article talking about Jason Bateman on Little House on the Prairie, and that's when the dots started connecting. Brandon slowly discovered the Batemans had a personal tie to Utah. Yeah. Seemingly, they lived within 5 minutes of where we live now. Just who would have thought? Small world. He's been trying to get a hold of them to get this box. He said it's full of all kinds of parents' and grandparents' history, but he can't get them to respond to him. He says he's tried to. Fox 13 tried to reach out to the executive producer of Bateman's podcast, Smartless, but have not received a response. You'd think somebody.
You'd think.
Yeah. Or maybe it's just stuff he doesn't care about at all. I don't care about that. Let's see. How about Pee-wee's Big Adventure, the bicycle that was for sale from the movie? It did sell $125,000 in auction. The bicycle was one of 14 created for the film. The prop was custom made, and while it's been restored slightly to make it appear closer to what it looked like in the film, most of it is as it was. And, you know, they spiffed it up a little bit, but $125,000. Remember that guy who fell out of the bleachers at Pirates game?
Yeah.
He's alive, awake and alive. 3 days after tumbling 20 feet from the stands into the field during a Pittsburgh Pirates game, fan Kevin Markwood is awake. His family shared a positive update on his health in a lengthy statement Saturday. We're thankful that Cav is making remarkable progress. He was extubated. That means they took him off the breathing machine. And was able to say my name, squeeze my hand. Small victories, monumental for us. He fell during the seventh inning of the Pirates. Oh, thank God the Pirates won 4-3 over the.
They're your team, aren't they?
The Chicago Cubs. Yeah, well, I guess. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, the big concert in Rio. Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
The now, and I mean, there were like 1 million people there.
2 million.
2 million?
Really?
It was a free concert
on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
On the beach in Rio de Janeiro. Police in Brazil said that 2 people were arrested in connection with an alleged bomb to detonate at that concert. It says drew 2 million fans to the Copacabana beach. Rio de Janeiro State Police said they worked with the Justice Ministry to disrupt an attack planned by a group that was spreading hate speech against the LGBTQ community. Police said that the group sought to radicalize and recruit teenagers to carry out attacks using Molotov cocktails and improvised explosives. The plan was treated as a collective challenge with the aim of gaining notoriety on social media. By the way, there's that 2 million people there. It was a free concert to top it off. Lady Gaga's publicists and concert promoters didn't immediately respond to requests for a comment. But, said it was – so they had that, and it was a wonderful concert for everybody. Ogden residents have voiced frustration after the city fenced off a portion of Gibbs Loop this past week, which is a hiking trail, citing safety concerns. The decision affected a popular trail running through Mount Ogden Golf Course, and it sparked swift backlash. Over 1,000 people signing a petition in 3 days arguing that the trail belongs to the community. For decades, locals have enjoyed hiking, biking, and running along that path, making it a key part of their outdoor lifestyle. Longtime trail user Heit Stromberg said that the closure felt personal. I grew up on this trail. I learned to bike here and ran with teammates thousands of times. It's a shame to cut it off. The city maintained that safety is the primary concern and pointed to a risk posed by stray golf balls in the area. And I don't know if that means flying golf balls that you'll get hit with, or just golf balls littering the trail. I'm not sure. And let's see if I have any. That's about it. That's about it.
That's good enough.
Yeah.
Weather.
Well, we have an 80% chance of showers today. Possible thunderstorm afternoon. High of 65. Overnight low tonight, 48 with a 60% chance of showers. Tomorrow we have some more showers possible. Looks like we start to clear things out by Wednesday and then warm up for the weekend. Waterproof your home with Base Coat because water can make its way through your foundation in many different ways. Base Coat specializes in a variety of permanent foundation waterproofing solutions tailored to your unique issue. From sump pumps all the way to major repairs, crack settling foundations, each solution backed by a guarantee. Schedule a free assessment today at baseco.net.
All right, we will take a short break. We'll be back with some concert information after these. Stand by. Daybreak Home and Garden Show. This is happening on the 16th through the 18th out at that new ballpark.
Yeah, it's going to be really – and so you can see the new ballpark and take a kind of a tour of that, and then all of this home and garden stuff is going to be there. They're going to have something for everybody, vendors, home and garden and patio stuff, games for the kids, do-it-yourself seminars, hourly free prizes, and you get to tour the new ballpark as well.
And they're also going to have the new tiny home from Box House. You can see that as well. But this is interesting. It's at Ballpark Drive is the name of the street, of course, in South Jordan. So spring is in the air. Go and check it out. The new Daybreak Home and Garden Show.
You can go to the website, thebesthomeshow.com. All the information will be there.
And tickets there, too, I would imagine.
But again, this is May 16th through the 18th is when this is happening out there at the ballpark. Tour the park and enjoy the garden show. California.
Yeah, I took my daughter Jonesy to California with one of her friends to see this performer Rule, who I didn't know anything about.
Ruel.
Yes, right? And performed at the Shrine Expo Hall on the USC campus, and the hall reminded me of Saltaire.
Oh, really?
Same size, same shape, same setup there,
okay.
And it was packed.
Of course,
but it's a standing show. There are no chairs there.
Oh, okay.
Which is a problem for remain seated Gina Barberi.
Yes.
So go with her friend, and they found a place in the crowd where they wanted to stand.
Mm-hmm.
And he is like this positive. You should be nice to yourself, and like all of his songs are very,
uplifting
and inclusive, and
you know what? Now that you say that, it doesn't surprise me because knowing your daughter,
yeah.
He's the non-Mormon David Archuleta.
I mean, this you would have thought it was the Beatles, the way these girls were screaming and crying, and they love Rule. He's just nice. A nice boy.
So did you do what you said you were going to do, and that is stand at the back of the room with the parents?
So I stayed with her for a bit, and it's weird going to a show where you don't know any of the music at all.
Yeah.
And it's 4 or 5 songs in. I'm like, how does he have all these? He did 17 or 18 songs. I'm like, this is nice, but
it all sounds alike.
So I wandered to the back where the parents were. Actually, speaking of parents, when we were going into the venue, they were checking people, and they were saying to people, no vape pens, no smoke, no alcohol, and they were checking everybody as they came in, and the girls went ahead of me, and they said that to them, no smoke, no vape, no, and then they saw me, and they're like, oh, you're here with your mom, have a good time. And I'm like, am I so obviously the mom?
So this would have
in this crowd, yeah.
This would not have been the venue. Yesterday, I was out and about. Day before yesterday, I was out and about and received 3 or 4 comments on the shirt I was wearing, which said, and they were all positive, keep music evil. You've seen me wear that shirt. Mm-hmm. This would not have been the venue for me to be wearing that shirt.
No.
Or would it have been?
No. But I lucked out. So I went to the bathroom, and in the bathroom, there was a folding chair. Just sitting there.
Waiting for you. Did it say Gina on it somewhere?
It kind of did.
That's why you went to the bathroom. You heard the chair calling your name.
Gina, I'm in here. Come in here.
Mr. Scott, beam me down a chair.
So you removed the chair?
I just left it. I sat in the bathroom in the folding chair.
Well, I would have taken the chair
for a
out.
couple of songs. Not very long.
You didn't take the folding chair out to the crowd?
No, because then I didn't want security to be like, hey, this is a no folding chair.
Because that's weirder to me that you're sitting in the bathroom on a folding
That's really
chair.
weird.
To me, I
don't know anybody there.
Yeah,
just a couple of songs.
All right.
I didn't need to hear all 18 songs.
We need to do something that will get Gina in trouble someday. Because you've never really been in trouble.
Why do you want me to get in trouble?
Everybody needs to get in trouble at least once.
But it's not fun getting in trouble.
Well, it's not fun at the time, but it's great stories afterwards, and you don't have any of those.
I just told a great one. I sat on a folding chair in a bathroom. That's fun.
Yeah, that's exciting.
No one else did that at the show. I'm the only person there.
That's an adventure,
That's
Gina.
living outside. I'll tell
you know how I feel about bathrooms. I'm not super comfortable there in public bathrooms.
Boy,
that was
really?
a dangerous thing to sit in the bathroom.
96.
All right.
It's our friend Darren Piccoli.
Happy Thanksgiving.
From the Commonwealth Room, the State Room presents the Commonwealth Room. Now, you said it's the anniversary of the Commonwealth Room?
It is, yes.
What anniversary is it?
It is the 7th anniversary. 2018 is when we opened.
Yeah, that'd be 7.
That's 7, roughly.
Yeah,
give or take.
And
today is the official. We like to have unusual anniversaries. The State Room was April 1st, and Commonwealth Room is Cinco de Mayo.
May 5th, and to celebrate, you're doing what?
We are offering tickets for the month, well, for several shows, actually, for $18.
Wow.
So if you go to our website, there should be like a code or a place to enter a code.
Let's see. EST
2018, established 2018, EST
2018,
and then that'll unlock $18 tickets for tons of great shows, including tonight. Victor Wooten, who, if you don't know who he is or have never seen him, he's probably the greatest bassist alive.
Really?
I would say. And $18 is well below MSRP.
Manufacturer suggested rate.
This is below employee pricing, just for the record. But, we want to give people a chance to check out the venues. If you haven't been there, this is a great time. It's our anniversary tonight. If you've been there, you know what it's all about, and you can get a screaming deal on any of the shows coming up that have the code.
So just you click on it. It says buy tickets.
Yep.
Click there.
Yep.
And then I'm looking to see.
There should be like a anniversary. We like to go through these things right in the moment.
Yeah, I'm looking for it.
If you go. Don't click the tickets. Just scroll down. There's a Commonwealth EST 2018 special.
Oh, I see there. Yeah.
That's where it is.
That's where it is.
So you click.
We don't want to make it too easy for
No.
you. I mean, you're saving like $30.
So enter
ticket.
EST 2018.
EST 2018.
Okay, and you get $18 tickets.
In theory.
In theory.
Of course, Mike in Nashville weighing in. Victor Wooten is a founding member of Bella Fleck and the Flecktones.
There you go.
And has played with Dave Matthews Band numerous times.
Of course.
Mike. Yes.
Mike in Nashville has seen the Dave Matthews Band.
We've been.
I
80
just
times.
saw them. I think for the first time.
Dave Matthews
in New Orleans.
Yeah,
I was impressed. I have to say.
I mean,
some good covers.
That's what I
Let's
hear.
Dance by David Bowie.
Oh.
Word Up by Cameo. I was like,
Really?
what is going on here?
That's Dave trying to amuse himself
Yes.
rather than play his old
Yeah,
song.
probably right.
Could be.
Yeah,
Could be.
Which is, I don't know if I have a problem with that.
Yeah, no complaint.
He's established. He can do whatever the hell he wants.
That's right. He's been around for eons.
And he has fans like Mike in Nashville.
Thank you, Mike, for that information. And so it's Victor Wooten and the Wooten Brothers. So this is like a whole Jackson 5 vibe. There's 5 of them that grew up playing, and they all play different instruments. And they got, they've played off and on over the years, and they just got back together the last couple of years. We had a sold-out stateroom show a couple of years back. And, it should be,
What else
should
do you
be super duper.
What else do you recommend?
What else do I recommend?
Oh, James McMurtry's coming in June.
James is fantastic.
Yeah, that's Larry McMurtry's son.
Yes.
And he writes he writes stories.
James.
Yeah, James.
Yeah, he takes
writes,
after his dad, for sure.
His songs are stories, almost like, and he's really good. I mean, he's fantastic.
He's an interesting cat. He's a bit cantankerous, but
I bet.
He's got quite a unique stage presence.
He looks cantankerous.
He looks like he's like not enjoying himself, but he does actually enjoy himself. He comes back almost every year.
Oh, and you've got Kenny Wayne Shepherd coming. He's
Kenny
great.
Wayne's coming to the Eccles.
He's great.
That's going to be a great show. Good straight up blues. We got Allison Russell coming back. She's amazing. That's next week.
I'm surprised your Uncle Tom hasn't played at
At the stateroom. You would think.
Yeah, Tom Russell.
That would be his jam.
What's his band?
It's just
him,
Tom Russell.
Oh, love a good one man band. Love a good one man band.
David Letterman's favorite, Tom Russell.
He was on the Letterman show several times.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is he local?
No. He lives, where does he live? California, right?
No, he lives in Austin, Texas.
Oh.
I've heard of that.
I'll
You've
send
heard
you
of
some
that?
stuff.
Yeah, send me some stuff.
Okay.
Have him people reach my people.
That's what I'll do.
There we go.
The outdoor shows
kicking off tonight.
Yep.
We got Jason Isbell and the 400 unit down at Sandy for 2 nights. Still some tickets around. Sandy Amphitheater.
I hear that's a great venue.
It's really, really cool because it's outdoor. It's early for outdoor season, but we live in the mountains. We can handle this.
We're a coach.
We did a show there years ago, the Crazy Eights.
Oh yeah, that's where that was.
That
Okay,
was at the
yeah.
Sandy
Is that
Amphitheater.
Ska? The Crazy
Ska
Eights?
band,
Yeah. I remember those guys.
Yeah, they were around for a little while.
Yeah.
And we played them early days.
It's a fun venue because they have a bunch of seats. So you have reserved seats, which I think most are sold, but there could be a couple left for tonight or tomorrow. And it's outdoor, and then there's a lawn, and, of course, there's food and beverage. And you can get that info on our website as well. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's a busy Monday, man. Back to work Monday.
Yeah.
Now, it's the anniversary of the stateroom. What was the first...
the first show. That's a
first
good
show.
yeah.
What was your first show there?
Tell me it was Pablo Cruz.
No,
I don't know.
I think we need to have him. It was Sepia Tonic, which was I don't know if they're still together. I think they were like an offshoot of like March 4th marching band, kind of like a
really?
Burning Man festival vibe.
Oh.
And it was sort of impromptu, actually, now that you're wrestling
really?
my memory.
Okay.
I don't know if we intended to open on May 5th, but we had them playing at the stateroom. And, tickets weren't selling that great. Mm-hmm. And we were kind of further along with the Commonwealth Room. So we were like, let's do a free show.
Oh, okay.
And move it over there. And we sort of did like RSVP tickets. And we had 500 people there. And it was a big old fun
Sepia
party.
Tonic is a vaudeville-inspired dance and music experience, and they are still performing.
Interesting. I'd like to see that.
Thank you,
Said
Bill.
we do.
They are still performing. We haven't had them back since then.
We do electronic music focusing on electro swing, but extending into Balkan music, hip-hop, funk, and more.
I love all the genres.
It's a big grab bag of stuff.
That is. It's a grab bag of genres.
Now, Corey is on the website having trouble finding that link. Guide him, please.
I couldn't find it.
So if you go if you start with a Commonwealth room and then pick a show, and then there should be several tiles. One says tickets, one says accessible, one might say VIP. It's different for every show. There should be a tile that says Commonwealth Anniversary. Might not be on every show. Some shows
there it is.
have already sold out. Some
It is.
shows, I know we're adding more tickets to Victor Wooten, so if that has not been done yet, you can call Sally at the office and tell her to add some tickets.
Here's what you do. You click on Buy Tickets. Then it goes to those. There are 4 tiles there. It's the 4th tile. It says the Commonwealth EST 2018 special.
There you go.
And
that's where you do it.
So you just select the tickets. I don't
Oh,
think
he found it. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So then I don't.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Every Monday from
support
9 to 2, I'm on X96 to help with ticketing support.
Well, that's a good. I mean, that's a valuable service.
It is.
You know, it's not easy out there trying to buy a ticket.
It
really isn't.
Apparently.
It says just a
even
moment.
when we try to make it easy,
We have to
it's still
verify
incredibly
that you're a
difficult.
real fan, though.
Yes, not a real person, a real fan.
Yeah.
You get asked 3 obscure Victor Wooten questions.
I'm not a robot.
Oh yeah, well name 3 of his songs.
What's his favorite fret on his bass?
All right.
That would be hilarious.
It would be pretty good.
All right. Well, thank
yeah,
you,
we
Darren.
might do it. We might do it.
Thank you, Darren.
Thank you, guys.
Darren Piccoli, the stateroompresents.com, Commonwealth Room. You can Google any of those and it'll go to the same thing.
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, unless you got the scalpers out there.
Exactly.
Good luck.
All right, thank you very much. We'll take a break, play a song, and then crawl towards the exits. Coming up after these, the Great Beer Mashup.
Oh, this is going to be great.
Presented by the Utah Brewers Guild. It's happening on Saturday, May 10th, from 2 to 6 p.m. at the Woodbine Food Hall. That's at 545 West, 700 South. They are hosting the Great Beer Mashup. The Utah Brewers Guild is hosting. And it's a unique beer festival. Brewers and their collaborators have paired up to release 30 new and exclusive collaboration beers for attendees to sample. Over 40 local breweries and collaborators participating, going to be serving their own beer samples, chatting with guests. The event, created by Brewers for Everyone, focuses entirely on our growing statewide brewing community. And it's huge here. Utah Brewers Guild mission to promote and support. So general admission tickets are $30. That includes a festival-exclusive sample cup and 12-punch tasting passport. Or VIP, if you'd like to go further, $60, includes the same benefits as the GA, plus 1 hour early entrance to the festival, and a great beer mashup drawstring backpack filled with all kinds of swag. So go to utahbrewersguild.org.
Ashley Madison.
Oh, so I was watching the documentary on Netflix, and if you don't know what Ashley Madison is, good. It's a cheating website. It's a website where it's their tagline is "Life's short, have an affair." You sign up for it, and it's supposed to be a discreet way you can meet other married people that want to have affairs. So the documentary is about a data breach where a bunch of millions of names and addresses and phone numbers and credit card numbers got stolen and released, and they follow this one couple. They're Christian vloggers.
I was going to say the best way to meet somebody to have an affair is in church.
They're this husband and wife that are famous for doing these Christian vlogging posts. Well, the husband, unbeknownst to the wife, had signed up for Ashley Madison because he got married really young and he was bored, and I don't want to get divorced, but I want to have a little fun.
Sure.
So it's Christian blogger. And then another story they follow is this guy who's a professor at a seminary. I mean, why is it always these people?
Well, it's not.
But often it is.
Yeah, because you know what? They're human beings just like the rest of us. With foibles and you know.
No, I thought it was us that had the foibles. They were not
Yeah.
because
They're not supposed to.
Because they...
but they do.
Yeah.
You know, they do have them.
Well, not according to them.
Well, right, but it's
Maybe that's
not
it.
true.
It's the self-righteous part of it. It's the I'm better than you part of it. Well, no, you're not.
Yeah, it's it doesn't matter. I mean, people from all walks of life have affairs, Gina. It's not.
Well, I know that.
It's
but
not. It's not fair to say why is it always them.
But
it's not.
It's not supposed to be. They're supposed to have figured things out. They're supposed to have chosen the right
Because
path.
they're the ones telling us that we need to get on the right path.
Yeah.
That's why I don't listen to them. I don't listen to any of them. I've had a hard life. I've never listened to anybody's advice.
Bill, all the paths you could have taken.
Right. You really shouldn't go into radio, man. You should not go into radio. As
they were right.
They said. I mean, he said to me, I guess some people aren't cut out for this business.
Our friend Guy in the chat room says, I had a professor ask me to do a search on the data breach. Because to run an analysis on it. Yeah. No, you wanted to know if your name popped up on it, sir.
He had a professor ask him about the Ashley Madison thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you look at that for me and see if
I mean, I'm just curious.
Yeah. And apparently they just lied to people saying, "Oh no, it's very secure. We have the highest quality." They never did anything.
No. Here, answer me this question. Who is Ashley Madison, or is it just a name they gave?
It's a name they picked out because Ashley and Madison were like the two most popular girl names
at the time.
So whoever started it, we'll call it Ashley.
They thought it sounded upscale, like.
Having never looked at the website, did they have somebody who was supposed to be Ashley Madison?
No.
Okay.
There wasn't like a Betty Crocker.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking. That sort of thing.
But it's you put in where you live and what you're into and what you're looking for, and it matches you with. And it's just like a lot of these things. For women, it's free because they want
the
women,
yeah.
but men have to pay for it.
Is it a subscription or just an individual?
You buy access. It's not a subscription, but you buy. Oh, I want to be able to talk to this many women, so you pay for.
Oh, I see.
Pay for that.
Again,
not telling you how to use it. It's just.
Well, is it still around?
Why am I surprised though that millions of people signed up for this? Why does that surprise me?
I don't know because. There are
people that want to be married, don't want to get divorced, but just want something on the side.
Now, have you finished this documentary series?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Are you going to?
Well, yeah, I'm into it now.
You're committed already. Yeah, because Guy, as I recall, I think Guy's right. The data was 50-1 men.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was mostly guys on there.
Yeah. Somebody else in the chat room says, my ex, I'm not identifying you because I don't know if you want to be identified, but says, my ex signed up for Ashley Madison. I found out from a woman who didn't want to meet him in person. He scared her and she told me about it.
You don't have to keep watching it. I started watching that Dancing for the Devil.
Which one was that?
Somebody was telling us about it. Bill Frost last week, I think. Dancing for the Devil. It's about, there are all these dance things on Instagram. And then there was this pastor who started, the dance church. Mm-hmm. And it's a cult. And I watched about a half an hour of it and go, well, I don't like any of these people.
You gave up on it?
Yeah. So go ahead, be in a dance cult. I don't care.
Be in a dance cult. I don't care.
Might I suggest to you?
Wow.
A different show.
Okay.
Something that is perfect for you.
Okay.
Because it's got handsome brown-skinned men with hairy chests.
Yes.
And it takes place in the 80s.
Yes.
It's called Acapulco. And it is like the most vapid, you don't have to think about it show. There's a problem, though, because you have to read some of it.
Is it a scripted show?
It's a scripted show.
Okay.
It's in both Spanish and English.
Okay.
So,
is it a Netflix thing?
What is it?
It's about resort in Acapulco during the heyday.
Oh, okay.
But it flashes back between the 80s and now.
Okay.
So you might.
I might. I need a little piece of candy.
That's exactly
That's a
what.
little piece of candy.
Acapulco now is a really awful hotbed of cartel crime.
That's why it's good to flash back to the 80s.
Do they address that?
Well, we haven't headed there yet.
Yeah. Yeah, Acapulco. That's where
we're headed there in the second season because one of the characters died and he's going back for the funeral. So we'll hit Acapulco today and see how it's changed or if it's changed. I don't know. But yeah, it's light. It's something.
Okay.
It's bubble gum.
Just that's what I need. A little piece
Just
of candy.
what you need. Yeah. From Kings of the Wild Frontier, Adam and the Ants, because...
On this day in 1962, Kevin Paul Mooney, the bassist for Adam and the Ants, was born.
There you go.
Hey.
All right.
Help.
Let's see.
It's about, again, everybody should go see that show. Go see Sinners. Go see
You
that
loved
movie.
Sinners.
Yeah, it's something. It's long, 2 hours and 10 minutes or something like that.
That's not terribly.
And it takes a while to get to the vampires, but when it does, it does.
But it's more than vampires, right?
Yeah, Buddy Guy's in it.
Yeah. I heard there's a lot of great blues music in it.
There is. Excellent.
Let's see.
Oh, and Delroy Lindo plays a major role, and he's a lot of fun.
He's always good. So, all right, let's do the promo and crawl toward the exit. Hello? Yeah? What?
Is somebody calling now?
Oh, friends of the program need to wait. Be patient. Gather their thoughts and call 877-602-9696 tomorrow morning, starting at about 7:45.
This innovative radio feature available to you exclusively from Radio from Hell.
Questions, comments, criticisms, or jokes, whatever you want. Tuesday morning, right here on X96.
All right. So you got to go.
Yeah, I have to get home. I got stuff happening.
Stuff's happening.
Oh, so I'll do my show work for tomorrow at home instead of sitting here.
Yeah, all right. Fine job as always, Katie. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
Am I a Moonlight Princess?
Yes, you are. You know who else is?
Who?
Artie Fufkin.